yoga. Please settle down on your yoga mats. Sit on your yoga mats with your head, neck, and spine in a straight line. Make sure that you have the Panchapatram Uddharini. We'll now begin with a small prayer to invoke the divine presence of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramsham. He is a principle that you can invoke at any time at this auspicious moment of the Brahma Muhurta hour. Yes, let us begin with the Sadguru Vandana. Keep your hands in the Atmanjali Mudra. Remember Swamiji in your Ananda Gandha. We'll chant the Sadguru Vandana. Anandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gagana Sadrisham Tattvamasyaadilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Triguna-rahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. We'll now chant the Shiva Mula Mantra. Please chant the Shiva Mula Mantra internally as we chant it for you outside. Om Ham Hom Shivaya Namaha. 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 We'll now perform the Tattva Achamanam. That is a ritualistic cleansing of the hands and the mouth. With your right hand in the Gokarna Mudra, take 3 sips of water as we chant the following 3 mantras. Om Atma Tattvam Shodhayami Svadha. Om Vidya Tattvam Shodhayami Svadha. Om Shiva Tattvam Shodhayami Svadha. Om Shiva Tattvam Shodhayami Svadha. With the base of your right hand thumb, wipe your lips from right to left. Om Ham Hridayaya Namaha. Wash your hands again. With the index, middle, and ring finger of the right hand, touch above your upper lip, below your lower lip. Rinse your right hand again. With the index finger and thumb joined together, touch your right nostril, left nostril. With the ring finger and thumb joined together, touch your right eye, right ear, and left ear. Rinse your right hand again. With the little finger and thumb joined together, touch your navel, right chest, left chest. And with all the tips of your fingers, touch the top of your head, right shoulder, left shoulder, and the center of your chest. Rinse your right hand one last time. Now, we'll chant the Sankalpa mantra, the conscious resolution in your inner space. Remember, you are Swamiji, you are Paramashiva. And from that space, visualize that you are manifesting a powerful body that has all of the powers of Paramashiva, the state of Paramashiva, the being of Paramashiva. Clasp your right hand in your left hand. We'll now chant the Sankalpa mantra. ममोपात्ता समस्ता दुरितक्षयद्वारा भगवत् श्री नित्यानंद परमशिव प्रीत्यर्थम श्री नित्यानंदेश्वरी परमशिव शक्ति समेत श्री नित्यानंदेश्वर परमशिव प्रीत्यर्थम च शुभे शोभने मुहूर्ते आद्य ब्राह्मणः द्वितीय परार्थे श्री श्वेतवराह कल्पे वैवस्वतमन्वन्तरे अष्टाविंशतितमे नित्ययुगे प्रथमे पादे जम्बूद्वीपे भारतवर्षे भरतखण्डे मेरोः दक्षिणे पार्श्वे शखाब्दे अस्मिन् वर्तमाने व्यवहारिके प्रभवादीनां षष्ट्याः संवत्सराणां मध्ये विश्वावसु नाम संवत्सरे दक्षिणायने लक्ष्मी वेंकटेश्वर ऋतौ वृश्चिकमासे कृष्णपक्षे नवम्यां शुभतिथौ स्थिरवासरयुक्तायां शुभनक्षत्र शुभयोग शुभकर्ण एवं गुणविशेषण विशिष्टायाम् अस्यां शुभतिथौ श्री कैलासोन्नतद्वादशान्त श्यामलापीठारूढ़ श्री मीनाक्षी सुंदरेश्वराभिन्न स्वरूप परशिवपुत्र रत्नकुमार गुरुमन्यतुल्यावतार श्री पार्वती स्तन्यपानलब्ध दिव्य ज्ञान विश्रुत सकल निगमागमसारभूत द्राविड वेद प्रवक्तृ श्रीमत् परमशिव करुणा समधिगत मुक्तामय चतुरश्रयान गीयमान छत्र चामर श्रीजन्नकाहलादि समस्त विरडावल्यलंकृत ज्ञान विज्ञान चक्रवर्ती सर्वजन संग सद्यो निर्वाण दीक्षा व्ययापवर्ग वर्ष विश्रान जीमूत परमत कलभकेसरी शैव सिद्धांत स्थापनाचार्य श्री राजाधिराज पांड्य महाराज गुरु शपन शाक्यादि महांधकार निवारण ज्ञान भानु वीक्षणानरहार ध्वजोच्छेदन पूर्वक श्रीमद् वृषभध्वज स्थापक शैव समय कर्तृ सर्वज्ञ पीठारूढ़ श्री जगद्गुरु श्री ज्ञान संबंध देशिक स्वामी वागीश सुंदर माणिक्य वाचक स्वामिनाम अवतार भूत श्री ज्ञान संबंध स्वामी पुनरुद्धृत श्यामला पीठ सर्वज्ञ पीठ तृणवत्युत्तर द्विशततम गुरु महासन्निधान अरुणगिरि योगीश्वर परंपरागत अरुणाचल सर्वज्ञ पीठ गुरु महासन्निधान कैलास परंपरागत कांची कैलास सर्वज्ञ पीठ त्रयस्त्रिंशदुत्तर द्विशततम गुरु महासन्निधान नित्योत्सव नित्य मंगल नित्य कल्याण नित्य रजित कैलास परंपरागत आदि कैलास नित्यानंद पीठ महासंस्थान महासिंहासन पीठ कर्तृ साक्षात् श्री परमशिव समुद्भूत कैलास परंपरागत वैवस्वतमनु इक्ष्वाकु हरिश्चंद्र भगीरथ श्रीरामचंद्र शूरसेन इत्याद्यनवच्छिन्न सार्वभौम चक्रवर्ती परंपरागत चतुष्षष्टि योगिनी मंडित चतुष्षष्टि संप्रदाय प्रवर्तक मनुधर्म शासन सूर्यवंश प्राप्त सर्वज्ञ पीठ सुरांगी साम्राज्य मूर्धाभिषिक्त चूड़ामणे साक्षात् श्री परमशिव समुद्भूत कपिल महागुरु पुनरुद्धृत महानिर्वाणी पीठ अष्टोत्तर सहस्र श्री महामंडलेश्वर साक्षात् श्री परमशिव समुद्भूत श्री महागणपति समारंभ अनवच्छिन्न पीठाधीश्वर गुरु परंपरा प्राप्त अटल पीठ अष्टोत्तर सहस्रतम अष्टोत्तर सहस्र श्री अटल पीठाधीश्वर धर्म मुक्ति स्वर्ग पुरस्वर्ण पीठ त्रयोगम च गुरु महासन्निधान कैलास परंपरागत आदिपीठ सर्वज्ञ पीठ जगद्गुरु श्री कैलास पुनरुद्धारक श्री कैलास परमाचार्य श्रीमत् परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य वर्य सचिदानंद प्रणव स्वरूप श्रोत्रिय ब्रह्मनिष्ठ श्रीमज्जगद्गुरु श्रील श्री भगवत् श्री नित्यानंद परमशिव श्री ज्ञान संबंध देशिक परमाचार्य स्वामिनां प्रीत्यर्थं तेषां पादारविन्दयोः भक्ति सिद्ध्यर्थं गुरुकृपा कटाक्ष सिद्ध्यर्थं क्षेमस्थैर्य वीर्य विजय आयुरारोग्य ऐश्वर्याणाम् अभिवृद्ध्यर्थं धर्मार्थ काम मोक्ष चतुर्विध फल पुरुषार्थ सिद्ध्यर्थं समस्त दुरितोपशान्त्यर्थं समस्त मंगलावाप्यर्थं भगवत् श्री नित्यानंद परमशिव प्रसादेन सकुटुम्बस्य ज्ञान वैराग्य जीवन मुक्ति प्राप्त्यर्थं पूर्ण आरोग्य युक्त दीर्घात्रिक योगिक शरीर सिद्ध्यर्थं परम शिव शक्ति आविष्करणार्थं नित्यानंद योगाभ्यासं करिष्ये ओम above sprisya rinse your right hand and keep your panchapatram safely aside. We are now going to begin Nithyananda Yoga Abhyasa.
Yes, Nithyananda. Welcome everybody to another morning yoga session. Today we'll be exploring a few different forms of asanas during the Kailasa's Nithyananda Yoga morning routine. Whether you're joining us from a Kailasa across from the world or from your home, live via Zoom or streaming online via YouTube later on, welcome. Hopefully you enjoyed today's session. We have another good one for you. As always, make sure that you are exploring your possibilities. Today, we're trying to, like every other day, discover our ultimate self through the physical postures, whether dynamic or static movements. Today, we have a bunch of different forms of asanas, but I would also say that today is going to be a bit of an ab day. Okay, so we're going to be focusing on building those abdominal muscles. We're going to get a little bit dynamic in some of our movements as well. And so hopefully you all enjoy. And we'll ease into things though first and foremost. So just from your seated posture, we're all sitting down. Let's just start to stretch our body, wake it up, and then we'll jump into a bit of a skeleton dance. And then from there we'll start to express a little more through the body. And so if we can all just from a seated position, just focus on your breath at the beginning. Normally, when we're sleeping, we take a lot of shallow breaths, and even when we first wake up, we're not taking deep breaths. So let's just really pump our body with some prana as we take deep inhalations and move the body today, okay? And so first, we're just going to inhale deeply and bring our hands up together and above our heads. You can interlace your fingers and lift them upwards, or you can keep them palms together, whatever is most suitable for you. But just give yourself a good stretch. We've all just woken up not too long ago. So make sure that you're reaching your hands towards the ceiling. You're elongating your spine. You're allowing your neck to be in alignment with the rest of the spine. And just continue reaching up towards the ceiling. And then you can release your hands down. And then from there, bring your left hand to the ground. And you're just going to reach the right hand over to the side, stretch out the side of the body. And as you're moving through these movements, we're going to come back to a neutral position, bring our right hand to the opposite side. Just try and make sure that you're taking deep, long inhalations, nice long exhalations. So we'll go back and forth, and I'll show the pattern that I'm kind of thinking of. Is take a deep inhalation, come to a neutral position, then exhale, come to the side. Normally, as you're exhaling, that's where you're really trying to increase the stretch of whatever movement you are performing. Take another deep inhalation in neutral and exhale to the side. So really, no matter what movement we're doing right now, during this morning warm up. Really focus on those deep inhalations. Exhale one more time to the side. And then back to neutral. And from here, just sitting forward, just lean forward and reach your hands out in front of you. Loosen up that lower spine. I've got a little bit of back pain that I've woken up to, and so I'm going to ease through these movements. And I encourage you to do the same. And listening to your body, just start to notice where you're at today. Some days you wake up feeling great. Some days you might feel a little bit tense. Take another deep inhalation here. Exhale, see if you can reach a little bit further out. Walk those fingertips further. And then slowly bring those hands back in. Then we're going to just bring our one foot onto the opposite knee. So you're keeping your legs crossed, but just bring one foot just above the ankle, just above the knee. And you're going to lean forward and down and start to open up that hip flexor, or the side of the hip, rather. And lean forward, bring your chest down. And again, just try and remind yourself to bring yourself back to the breath. Nice deep inhalations. Try not to do as I do right now. It's a little bit more difficult when you're talking through this. So just remind yourself again and again, deep inhalations, nice long exhalations as you feel that stretch open up in the hip. We're trying to generate energy this morning, as Swamiji says. That is the reality. We generate energy. So just let's begin by making nice slow movements, but deep inhalations as we switch to the other side. Just rotate and bring the opposite foot, ankle to the other knee, and we're going to lean your chest forward and down. Start to get that blood flowing throughout the rest of the body. Again, as you take those deep inhalations through the nose, on that exhale, see if you can lean a little bit further down, open up the stretch a little bit more, and bring your awareness into the hip region, whatever's being stressed, wherever that tension is flowing, just bring your awareness there as well. Nicely done as we release out of it. Then from here, you're going to cross your legs and come to a kneeling position, stacked onto our hands and knees. And you're just going to rotate the spine a little bit. Got a bit of flexion moving. So you're going to arch your spine and start to lift up your chin and bring your gaze towards the ceiling. And then in the opposite direction, arching the spine, raising the shoulders up, dipping the hips down, tucking the pelvis underneath you. And then follow your breath with this. So take a deep inhalation through the nose as you arch your spine and lift the head up. Fill up your lungs in completely. And then exhale as you tuck your pelvis under and arch the spine in the opposite direction. We'll just do this 3 more times with deep inhalations. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale to neutral spine. From this position, with the hands stacked directly beneath the shoulders, so I'm not extending my hands out. My wrists are directly beneath my shoulders. I'm going to keep my toes tucked and extend my left foot out straight behind me. And at the same time, I'm extending my right arm out as well. So I got opposite arm, opposite leg going out. And just try and find your balance as you almost imagine that you're being pulled on either end, like there's a string going through your entire body, through the limbs that are being pulled and straightening you more and more. Try and keep a neutral spine, so don't lift your head up. Keep the spine neutral. You can gaze down to the ground, and then we'll switch. We'll do the same thing on the other side. So left arm out, right leg back extended, and just hold here. And stretch out even more. and then come back to a neutral position. Okay, this time we're going to do the same thing on the opposite hand, opposite leg. So extend out, but engage your core a little bit. See if you can notice the difference between the stress being put on the lower spine just from arching it and slightly squeezing your stomach, engaging your core a tiny bit. Just notice if you can tell a difference between that activation or not, and come back to a neutral position. Same thing on the other side. Engaging that core. Nice subtle activation before we pick up the intensity of it a little bit later on and come back to a neutral position. And this time we're going to play a little bit more. We're going to make a little dynamic movement as you extend your right arm out and left leg. You're going to bring your right elbow to the left knee. Make contact, squeeze your stomach tightly, and then extend back out. And then come back to a neutral plank position. Left hand out, right leg out. And then elbows to knee. And then extend back out. Come back to neutral position. Okay, so we're going to follow our breath here with this. So now, as I extend the right arm out, left leg, deep inhalation. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, deep inhalation as you exhale out again. Staying on the same side, exhale. Follow your breath. Deep inhalation in. Deep exhalation out. One more time, deep inhalation. Squeeze that stomach as you bring the elbow in. Good, and plank position again. Then we're going to rotate last time on the other side. Deep inhalation, follow your breath here. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Really feel that string pulling through the entire limb as you inhale. Stand out straight and exhale. Squeeze that stomach as you come in. One more time. Exhale. Good. And coming back to a neutral plank position. Nicely done. Very subtle way of waking up the core, getting a little bit of balance flowing. From here, though, keep the toes tucked and start to press your body up, bringing the heels down towards the ground. Hands remain flat, and you're driving the ground away as best you can. If your heels rise up, nothing wrong with that. If you're not even able to hold this, nothing wrong with that as well. You can bring your hands to a couch or a really sturdy chair, whatever's more suitable for you. But just start to pedal your feet here. Open up the back of the hamstrings and the calves. And go through this in a subtle motion. Start to notice and feel your body. This is Vrikshasana as you bounce or rotate the feet back and forth. Just notice what you're feeling. If you want to spend a little extra time in any particular position. And then see if you're able to bring both heels down. Maybe you're a little bit too tight right now, but may open up for you in a little bit. Either way, just start to feel out your body. Do the best you can to press the ground away. Start to feel that blood flowing a little bit more intensely towards the shoulders as you drive the ground away. Good. And then we're going to walk our feet towards our hands and keep the head down for a moment. Just start to stretch out the back legs a tiny bit more on those hamstrings before we rise up. Allow gravity to do its work. Maybe you feel your back open up a tiny bit as well. Good. And then we're going to slowly roll our spine up to a standing position. Right away, interlace your fingers behind your back and open up your chest. Allow the hands to flow down the back towards the glutes, beyond, as you tilt your head back toward the ceiling, opening up the front side of the body. Keeping your core and midsection engaged. And then come to a neutral position. Nicely done. Bring the hands together in front of you. Raise them up above the head. And again, we're reaching as high as we can towards the ceiling. Start to rise up onto the tips of the toes. And just imagine you're being pulled up by something pulling your hands. So you're reaching as high as you can, trying to straighten those elbows as best you can. And then come back down with the heels. Keep the arms above. We're just going to lean over to one side. Nice and gently at first. You don't need to bring the shoulder to the ground or anything, just a nice slight opening of the body. Back to neutral position, same thing on the other side. Playing around with this Vrikshasana position. Come to a neutral position. Okay, this time follow that breath again, okay? So deep inhalation through the nose. Exhale, lean over to the side, open up the side of the body. Maybe you notice you're able to go a little bit further and it feels a little bit better. And then inhale back to neutral. Exhale to the opposite side. Inhale back to neutral. We're going to follow that pattern, but let's see if we can hold it a tiny bit longer on the sides. Okay, so deep inhalation. Exhale. My head is getting cut. Nobody wants to see my head anyways. And inhale back to neutral. Exhale. There's some pretty heads now. Inhale back to neutral. Okay, this time we're going to hold it for a few breaths on the side. So deep inhalation from that neutral position. Exhale over to the side. Okay, and then try and find comfort with your inhalations. Hold it to the side for another 3, 2, 1. Inhale, neutral position, nicely done. And then the same thing on the opposite side. So deep inhalation here. Exhale over to the side. And hold it here for a few more moments. For 3, 2, and 1. Back to neutral position with that inhalation. Nicely done. Release those hands, let the shoulders kind of loosen up. And give them a little bit of a shake if you'd like. And then interlace the fingers behind you. Again, this time we're going to lift our arms up behind us as best you can. So I'm pulling my arms. So I've got my fingers interlaced behind me. Reach the hands down towards and beyond the glute, and then lift up the hands to try and get the arms to a neutral position. There you go. And just start to pull and open up that chest and open up the shoulder region. Good. Okay. Releasing those hands. Nicely done. What we're going to do now is we're going to just make some nice dynamic movements with the shoulder. So bringing the hands to your sides and just start to rotate the arms nice and wide, nice and big. So I'm not touching my shoulders as we're just making a camera adjustment here. Keep the hands nice and wide and big circles. There you go. Yes. They're making big circles and then start to make those circles a little bit smaller. And as you make them smaller, make sure the elbows are locked and tense and tight. And then start to make the circles really small, nice and tight. Keeping the shoulders tense. Good. And then go in the opposite direction. If you're going forwards, go to backwards. Keep the circles nice and tight. And then a little bit bigger. Let the tension build up in those shoulders. And then a little bigger. And then nice and big. Good. Then we're going to go opposite directions, hands going up and down. And back and forth across the chest. Good. And then we're going to go and wake up our brain here and go in opposite directions. Try and swing your hands from the top. So you're going one hand forward, one hand circling backwards. And at the top, they should cross and go in opposite directions. So we're got to do a little bit of brain work right now. Left and right brain hemisphere trying to communicate back and forth. A great way to just subtly wake up the mind in the morning. Okay, if you're not quite getting it, just break it down into steps with both hands up. Come to a neutral position. Come to the sides. Neutral position from the other side. And then back to the top. And just go like that for a few moments and let the body start to understand how that works for you. And if you notice, I'm allowing my upper torso to twist to the side slightly to allow myself to move a little bit more naturally there, okay? We'll go in the opposite direction. So if you went whatever direction you went previously, start to break it down and go in the opposite direction. And then if you're able to, then you just slowly start to pick it up the pace. But try and catch yourself when you start going, oh, I've got it. Yeah, I'm doing it perfectly. And you're just really doing that swim. Take a moment just to stop and pause and then go step by step again. Eventually you'll get it. Nicely done. Okay. From here, we're going to open up the torso a little bit just by twisting to the side in a dynamic movement. So make sure you have a good base with your feet, a little bit wider, and move through this nice and slow, nice and subtly. Allow your spine to open up, especially if you have lower back pain. You want to make sure you're not over twisting right away. What we're really trying to do is get some blood flowing to that region, to the rest of the body. And then if you want to intensify that twist a little bit more, then feel free to do so. See if you can gaze beyond the back of the shoulder a little bit more and more. Good. From here, we're going to bring our hands to our hips and make some nice big circles. So we'll start, let's move in the clockwise direction. And as you're making these circles, you can bring your chest down as the hips go back and then tilt it back up as the hips go forward. Lean over to the sides, really start to explore your body, start to explore your experience of tension or relaxation. Just try to notice where you're at with your hips today. Loosen things up where they need to. So you can spend a little bit of extra time in a region that needs that extra stretch. Nothing wrong with that. And then we'll start to rotate in the opposite direction. Good. Okay, from here, we're going to spend a little bit of time on our knees. So bring our feet together, hands just above the knees, and you're going to slightly bend them down. And we're going to start with nice subtle circles. Whatever direction you want to go in, feel free to do so, but just start to loosen up the knees, and you'll feel this in the ankles as well, the Achilles maybe. And as you start to loosen things up and feel that blood flowing down through the quads towards the knees and the lower part of the body, you can go a little bit deeper in that circle as well, bringing the hips down further also. Then you can also challenge yourself a little bit more by making that circle of the knees go a little bit further beyond the toes. So whether that's to the sides or to the front or in all directions, try and make that circle a little bit bigger. It's not necessarily about speed here. It's about exploring the width of that circle, the size of that circle. Good. Then we're going to stop and rotate in the opposite direction wherever you're going. If you notice any cracks or sounds like that, it's a good sign. Loosening those things up. We'll go for another 5 and 3, 2, 1. Good. Nicely done. Standing tall. Catch our balance here a little bit. Lifting up the right knee. So plant your left foot down. And start to make a circle with your foot in the clockwise direction. Okay? So I'm standing balance. Knee's about a 90-degree angle. Circle with my foot, clockwise direction. And then hover your right hand above your right knee. And then make that circle go in the opposite direction. So I'm circling my hand counterclockwise while my knee is rotating clockwise direction. Yes. Another little brain teaser here for us all. These early morning hours. Okay, stop and go in the opposite direction. See if you could switch. Do the same thing. Same foot. But now the foot is going counterclockwise, hand is going clockwise. all the while we're working our balance in a little bit of a fun way. Nicely done. Let's switch to the other side. Give that a shot now. So plant the right foot, left foot comes up, knees about 90 degrees to the ground. Left hand is just above the knee. Start by circling the foot. You can go clockwise, counterclockwise, whatever you like. And then after the foot is circling, try and jump in. You might notice one side is better than the other. I just noticed, okay, I think a little bit more on this side, not as smooth maybe. Either way, bring your awareness, your attention to this pattern. Really try and break down the steps. See if you're able to smoothen things out a little bit more and then stop and go in the opposite direction. Oh, this way is easier for me. See if you can still improve that flow. If the physical postures didn't wake you up this morning, this will. Right, Mirage? Keep your balance. Don't tilt over. Don't fall. Okay. All right, now we're just going to come to one foot and rotate the ankle. Loosen that up now that some blood's flowing down there as we planted our foot. Then rotate in the opposite direction. And play with yourself a bit with that foot you're standing on. See if you can just raise yourself up using the strength of your toes if you're able to. No matter how high you're able to lift, see if you're able to keep that balance and just see how high you come up. Do that for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. We'll switch sides. So right foot planted down, circles with the right, or sorry, with the left. And then rotate in the opposite direction. And then keeping that hand or that right foot planted, stopping, curling that, or rotating that left foot, and just raise your right heel up off the ground using the strength of your calf. Try and maintain balance here. Find a drishti point on the ground, point of focus for you. That helps. And we'll do this for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nicely done. Okay, let's just loosen up the wrists a little bit first before we jump into our skeleton dance. Okay, so we'll press our hands together. Let the fingers press against one another, really open them up as well. And then holding the top of one hand, pull it down, bring the palm towards the forearm, stretching the wrist. Squeeze your fingers together if you'd like as well. Massage the hand as you're here. And then press the hands, palms up against one another. Open up the left or whatever hand you're focusing on. And then we'll stop and switch to the other side. So holding on to the tops of the hands, bringing the palm towards the forearm. Then you could squeeze those fingers and massage the hands while you're in this position. And then palms together, we're going to press that hand up, fingers up. Good, and then you can interlace the fingers and massage the tops of your hands and start to rotate the wrists in a circular motion. Switching in the opposite direction. Good. All right, from here we're going to move into our skeleton dance. We don't have any music, so let my voice serenade you as we move through this movement, okay? We won't do it very long. All you're going to focus on is shaking your body intensely and holding the visualization that you're nothing but a skeletal structure, okay? So start by moving your body in random chaotic movements and try and hold that visualization as best you can. As the mind wanders, just start to bring yourself back to that visualization of bones. And with that visualization, continue increasing the intensity of the stretch or of the shaking. Okay. So shaking the body you need to loosen up your neck, feel free to do so. Loosen up your wrists still, your legs. And again, we're moving in random chaotic movements, so hopping, jumping is also okay. It's a great way to waken up the lymphatic system. All of these shaking are as well. Let's just start to intensify it. We've only got one more minute. Keep it random. Keep it chaotic. That's it. That's it. Keep going. Keep going. Doing good, Sandeep. That's it, Ramesh. We'll go for another 20 seconds. Music is fine, Raj. Don't worry about it. 15. Start to intensify that shaking as much as you can for these last 10 seconds. Only going for 10. Really wake yourself up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nicely done. Come to a standing position and bring yourself back to your breath again. Nice deep inhalations through the nose. Nice long exhalations out of your mouth. Deep inhalation through the nose. Nice long exhalation through the mouth. And start to just bring your awareness to that heart beating, the lungs breathing. Just tune in. Notice your body working, energy flowing, having been generated just from a simple movement of shaking and random movements. We'll take one final deep inhalation through the nose. And exhale out of the mouth. And really try and relax those shoulders down, relax your entire body. Take a moment to really unclutch from the body before we intensify things. Good. From here, deep inhalation, swing those arms up. Rise up onto your toes as you reach up towards the ceiling. And then exhale. Bring your hands down, all the way down to the ground if you're able to, and then step back into a tall plank position. Just going to wake our upper body up a tiny bit here in this plank position. If you need to at any point, drop those knees down. We're just going to go for 10 push-ups, Matsyasana. Okay, so try and stay with me as we move through this movement. And again, drop your knees down to the ground if it's too challenging. And even from there, then place your hands up onto a raised object if you need to, whether that's a chair, couch, table, etc. Okay, so lower your body down altogether, and then press your body up on the exhalation for 1. Inhale as you come down, and exhale on the top. Inhale, and exhale. That's 3. Inhale. Exhale. 4. Drop those knees down if you need to. And exhale. But challenge yourself to keep them off the ground also as well. Inhale. Follow that breath as you go through this pattern as it intensifies. Inhale on the way down. Exhale on that exertion for 7. We got 3 more. 3, 2. Last one here. Exhale on the way up. Nicely. Come all the way down. Bring that chest down onto the ground. Extend the hands to the sides of the body. Just lift up the chest off the ground right away in the thighs as well. Okay, in the Shalabhasana position, really try and think about getting your hip flexors off the ground as well. Okay, so not so much just the chest rising up, but the thighs are coming up off the mat. And you're bringing so much of your thigh off that even the upper hip flexors coming off the mat as well. Trying to engage that lower back right now. Waking up the opposite side of the core. As mentioned at the beginning of the ritual, we are going to be doing more of an ab-focused day. We're about to jump into that.
And we'll hold for another 10 here. Try and keep that chest up as you're breathing and exhaling. Notice your body move up and down. Try and keep it steady at a certain level. For these last 5, 4, 3, 2. Nicely done. Relax. Keep the feet flat onto the mat. Press yourself up onto your knees. And as you do so, let the hips come down onto the backs of the heels, hands extended out in front of you, and then just start to open up that lumbar spine that we stretched out. Bring the forehead down towards the ground. And just feel yourself and notice where you're feeling this open up. You kind of lean over to one side if you'd like, or extend those hands and walk the fingers a little bit further. Maybe you need to extend out your feet and your knees a little bit wider to allow the hips to sink down further, the shoulders to come further down. Start to tune into your body to open up that region a little bit more and more. Good. And then you can slowly walk the hands in and bring the knees together, raise the spine up, chest is neutral, sitting tall. Okay. If you haven't yet caught your breath from those push-ups, just take deep inhalations through the nose. Nice long exhalations out of the mouth. We'll do that for 2 more breaths. Again, as we're generating energy this morning, the first and foremost way of doing that is deep inhalations through the nose. Really inhale that prana, which is most supple during these Brahma Muhurta hours. And exhale. Good. So from here, we're going to cross our feet behind us and then come to a seated position. And then extend the legs out in front of you. Okay. Dropping like flies here, and we haven't even gotten started. All right. If you're still with us, great job, whether you're here Zoom. I'm seeing you all, Arvind, Ramesh, Ken, and Sandeep. You guys are doing great so far. Just stick along and do the best you can as we move through the sequence. While I'm talking right now, keep the legs extended out. We're just going to open up and stretch our hamstrings a tiny bit so you can reach towards your toes. As mentioned again multiple times, today is ab day. So get that core ready, but we're also going to just make sure we're not too tight in the rest of the body as well. So whether you watch with us live or on the YouTube stream or recorded on YouTube, follow along and do the best you can as you move through the sequence. A lot of these ab exercises we're going to be doing are dynamic in nature, but you can move at your own pace and your own speed as well. The good news is they're not too difficult or complex, so technically wise, you should have no issues. But as always, the first rule of thumb is just don't harm yourself. You don't want to hurt yourself in any movement, okay? We're on the mat to improve our fitness, improve our health, so any movement or challenge that you do that works directly against that is completely going against the process of what we're trying to achieve here. So in any posture that we perform today, the most vulnerable area for you to get harmed is your lower back. So avoid at any point your lower spine holding you up or taking any tension or stress, okay? We'll spend about another 30 seconds here in this Paschimottanasana position, just opening up our hamstrings. So if you want to take a deep inhalation and exhale and go a little bit further, follow your breath always on that exhalation. See if you can extend a little bit further. And so just to continue that thought current I was on, avoiding putting any stress on the lower spine. So when you're lifting your feet up or we're doing any movement, you'll notice if you're feeling it in your stomach or if you're feeling it in your spine. And if you're ever feeling it in your spine, I would rather you stop and not continue than try and fight through that pain, because that's not a good pain that we're looking for. We're looking for that burning sensation in our stomach today, not the stress or sharp pain in that lumbar spine, okay? We'll for another 5 seconds here. So try and extend and reach your hands a little bit further beyond wherever you were at for 3, 2, 1. Good. And slowly release. And give your legs a little bit of a shake if you'd like. You want to bend them a little bit and kick out. Whatever you feel like doing right now, feel free. I'm noticing my groin needs to be opened up a tiny bit. So let's bring our feet together. Interlace the fingers around those toes. And just start to pull the knees down towards the side. Okay. You can start to bounce your knees a little bit. This is good. I don't recommend it as the technique to improve the flexibility, but it's a nice way of starting to build up and awaken your body towards really exploring a deeper flexible position. We're just trying to get the blood and prana flowing through our body. I haven't really quite opened up this region yet today. Okay, and then pause with the bounces and see if you can just pull your knees down using the strength of your own groin. Try and get those knees down towards the ground as best you can in this static position now. We'll go for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. Releasing those feet, extend them out in front of you straight. All right. From this position now, what you're going to do is you're going to bring the, if the camera can switch over to me, that'd be great. Thank you. What we're going to do is we're going to lean ourselves back onto our back. And from this position, both feet are flat onto the ground. I want you to just play. You could interlace your fingers behind the back of your head, actually, just so you're resting your head and neck a bit. But I want you to play with this position where arch your back. So everybody come through this movement. Just listen along, but go in this movement. So you're laying down on your back, your feet are flat onto the ground. Okay? So arch your spine and let there be a gap between your back and the mat. So take your left hand and place it underneath your lower back. Okay? Now, if your hand is able to fit there and you've got an arch in your spine, just be aware of that. This is core not engaged. Stomach is not engaged, and the tension and the stress is going to be on my spine, which is a no-no. Okay, so I just want you to be aware of that. Now release your hand, keep the back arched, and then tuck your pelvis and squeeze your abs and make your lower back flat onto the ground. Okay? And then again, try and bring your right hand and see if you can bring your right hand and place it beneath your lower back. You shouldn't be able to put it below there now. Is everybody kind of having that understanding? Yeah? Okay, great. So from this position now, squeezing the stomach back flat onto the ground, that is what we're looking for. If at any point it becomes too challenging in any of our movements that are going to come further ahead, and you start to arch your spine and arch your back, that's not what we want. I'd rather you bring your feet down and just take a pause and not move forward. That basically means that your stomach or your abdominal muscles are so stressed out you can't hold yourself up again, which is great. That's what we're kind of going for. But don't fight through that and then start to put the tension on your lower back. Okay? It's just not worth it. So again, arch your spine one more time. Make a nice deep arch in your lower back. And just make that conscious understanding that we're not going to be in this position today. And then flatten that lower back onto the mat. And notice now, for me, if my back of the head is on the ground, it's more challenging for me to keep my core engaged. So lift up your shoulders and your head off the ground and just notice how much easier it is for you to safely engage your core and not put stress on your lower back. So I should be able to look beyond my feet. And so from this position now, everybody extend your feet out straight in front of you and keep the heels down onto the ground and lift up your chest and look towards your toes. Okay? Squeeze your stomach while you're here and look towards your toes. This is that core engagement we are going for. Okay? So from here, try and lift up your heels off the ground and just let them hover just above the ground. Okay? Notice right away, maybe you start to notice that your back is already arching. That's fine. It's good that you notice that, but avoid that by squeezing the stomach and lifting the head up and gazing towards the toes. If you're not able to hold that, then just bend the knees slightly. You can even bend the knees all the way towards your forehead and still get engagement in your core, but squeeze your core in order to do that. And so let's move that basic movement all together. From this position with the knees towards the forehead, slowly start to extend your feet out, elongating the lower limbs. And if you're able to get to a full extension position, that's great. Keep your stomach engaged this whole time though. You should start to feel a bit of stress in the core, and let's go in that reverse direction. Keep the core engaged, bring the knees towards the forehead. What I mean by core engaged, I mean squeezing that stomach. It is the squeezing of the stomach which is going to build the abdominal muscles, okay? So from, again, this position, knees at the forehead, extend the legs out straight, and you're trying to extend them as straight as you can while keeping the whole lower back flat onto the mat. Hold here for a few more moments, okay? Again, at any point, if you start to arch your spine, that's a no-no. Drop your heels down, or with me, bend your knees, bring them towards the forehead. The further the knees come towards the forehead, the easier it is for you to keep your lower back flat onto the ground. Let's go through this again. Extend the feet out nice and straight. And again, if you notice, I've got my upper back completely off the ground. I'm gazing towards my toes. My head is pretty much vertical. As we hold here for 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Drop those heels down. Let the back of the head come down onto the mat and just relax your core a tiny bit. Okay, as we move forwards, you're going to bring your hands this time beneath your sitting bones and just see if you notice a difference. So while you're laying down on your back, right now, lift your butt cheeks up so you can bring your hands beneath your respective sitting bones. So the palms are flat onto the ground. Beneath the butt. And that slight elevation is going to help you keep that lower lumbar spine safe and in a neutral position. Okay, so if your hands were to the sides, that's a little bit more of a challenging and what I would say progression. Let's see if we can re-rest and notice a little bit of a difference, and maybe it's easier, and maybe you notice a safer movement by bringing the hands beneath the sitting bones, palms flat, and legs extend. Okay, so we're going to go through that movement again together. Let's all lift the chest up off the ground. Bring the head up and gaze towards the toes. Okay, and then lift the heels up off the ground and squeeze the stomach as you do so. And when I mean squeeze, I mean I should be able to walk around and punch you on your stomach, and you've squeezed your stomach so much, you've engaged your core, you're ready for that movement for me to press down and hit the stomach, okay? So Sandeep, if I'm looking at you right now and I was there, I would give yourself a little whack on your stomach. You should be able to intensify your core and hold that there. Keep holding that. Keep your heels up off the ground, everybody. We're going to just engage in the static position as best you can. If you need to, you could do one of two things. You could either bring your heels up and towards your forehead, or you can drop your heels down and relax entirely. Okay? Always try and hold as long as you can without engaging that lower spine, but give yourself a challenge in a safe manner as well. Okay, so we'll hold this for another 10 seconds. Squeeze the core. Another real simple way of understanding this is blowing out candles. So imagine you have some candles on the tips of your toes and blow as hard as you can. Your entire lung capacity through, and notice your core engaged tensely at the end of that exhalation. Okay, so try that one more time with me. Deep inhalation through the nose. And exhale. And then squeeze your stomach, hold there with the lungs emptied for another 3, 2, 1. Nicely done. Let the heels come down. You can rest your hands or your head on the back of your hands with the fingers interlaced, wherever you'd like. You can keep your knees bent as well to help keep the back neutral, flat onto the ground. How's that for everybody? Are you guys noticing what I'm kind of talking about? You feeling that engagement in your core? I'm seeing some thumbs up. That's good. Ramesha, yeah, are you kind of getting that understanding as well? You're ready to move on to the next set, it looks like. Okay. All right. What we're going to do here from this position is we're going to introduce Vrishikasana. So the scorpion asana. So in this similar position, all you're going to do with my feet flat onto the ground, I'm going to bend my left leg and bring the right foot flat onto, or the outside of the right foot onto my right thigh. Okay. Then from there, I'm extending my arms straight up ahead, and then I'm curving my fingers as well, mimicking a scorpion position. Okay. Now from here, try and engage and squeeze your core and lift up the chest as high as you can. Okay, you should notice the core, the stomach region, feeling tense. Okay. Now the challenge in this position is lifting up that right heel off the ground and holding in this static position. Okay, so if it's too easy for you, try and lift up your chest even higher and higher and higher, and almost to the point where you're literally trying to stand up just by using the strength of your core. Okay, so if you're noticing this position, let's hold here, squeezing, engaging for another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, dropping the heels down. Good. Now we're going to try the same thing on the other side. So bring both feet flat onto the ground. And this time the right foot is coming up onto the left thigh. Okay. So I got my left foot flat onto the ground. Right foot is on top of the left thigh. This time extending the hands up above, curling those fingers, lifting the chest up off of the ground. And then from this position, core engaged, I know I'm not putting any stress on my lower spine. If I am, I'm coming out of it. Lift up the left foot and try and raise that chest up even higher. So the challenge here comes from you squeezing and engaging your stomach, engaging your core. Okay. If you're not noticing anything and it's too easy, I could literally be in this same position. It looks like I'm doing the same thing as everybody else, but I've noticed it. But maybe you notice that you're keeping your spine arched like we instructed at the beginning. That means you're putting all the stress in your lower spine, which is no good. So squeeze your stomach, bring the chest up towards the knees, and keep holding. And let's try and engage and hold this position for another 10. 9. Try and lift that chest up as high as you can, almost to the point where you're trying to stand up just by the strength of your core pulling you up. For 6, 5, 4. Keep squeezing. 3, 2, 1. Nicely done. Let those heels come down. You can interlace the fingers behind. Let the back of the head rest into the palms of the hands. This position, you can let your spine arch a little bit if you'd like to really relax and elongate the abdominal region. Everybody still with me? Are you noticing that, or is it too? Okay. Too easy or too good? This is that sweet pain we're looking for. So if you're noticing the burning sensation, that burning sensation is, just visualize that as those small building blocks of bricks, muscle being developed. It's not actually what's happening, but you can kind of visualize that to encourage you a little bit further. And this is how we're building the muscles of the abs. Everybody wants abs, but nobody wants to put in the work. We're doing it right now. So nicely done. Let's go through this movement one more time. This time we're going to hold in this static position, engage the rest of the components in Vrishikasana. So with my feet flat onto the ground, I'm lifting up my chest off the mat. I'm going to bring my left heel on top of my right thigh, just above the knee. Keeping the right foot flat, extend the hands straight above and beyond the head, and curl the fingers. Lift up the chest off the ground.
chest is lifted up, and bring the right heel off the ground. Now from this position, tuck the chin down towards the chest. Engage Jalandhara Bandha. Okay, so you're taking deep inhalations, nice long exhalations through the nose with the chin tucked towards the chest. Okay, keep Mula Bandha engaged. So squeeze that perineal floor. That cue of squeezing the perineal floor should intensify that core engagement even more so. Okay, while you're here, visualize yourself as a scorpion. You have that nice, strong exoskeleton, right? Feel and visualize that strength, that skeletal strength within you as well right now, stemming from the core. Okay, so visualize and feel yourself in this strength, this power that is a scorpion. Keep holding for another 10 seconds here, and as you do so, bring your awareness to the japa, Om Nithyananda Padmashivoham, rotating in the throat center. Keep squeezing that stomach for another 3, 2, 1. Nicely done. Relax. Let the back of the head come off the ground. And let that back arch and abdominals elongate. If you're fighting through that pain, that sweet pain, nicely done. Again, just encouraging you again and again to make sure that that's not happening in the lower spine, in the lumbar region. So tomorrow, if you wake up and you're like, oh, my lower back is killing me, that means you weren't working the core. You were working your spine in a bad way. So rule number 1 is don't harm ourselves. So make sure you're being aware of where that stress and tension is as we move through this, okay? This time we're going to bring our right foot, just the outside of the right ankle, onto the left thigh, just above the knee. Keep the left foot flat onto the ground and extend the hands beyond you, arms straight. Curl those fingers and start to lift the chest up off the ground. At any point, you can come back to this position if you're not able to hold the left foot off the ground. But if you're able to, lift up that left heel now. The heel's coming off the ground, and raise the chest up even more. Okay? Again, it's too challenging. Just drop the heel down to relax out of that position. But if you're able to, jump right back in again and lift the foot up. Either way, wherever you're at, tuck your chin down towards your chest. Engage Jalandhara Bandha. Okay? Deep inhalations through the nose. Nice long, slow exhalations out of the nose with the chin tucked towards the chest is Murcha Kumbhaka. Okay? Engage Mula Bandha. So squeeze the perineal floor. And as you notice yourself squeezing that region, you should intensify that core, the squeezing in the stomach even more so. Okay? Again, same visualization, seeing and feeling yourself in that strong scorpion type frame, structure. You should be able to hold this all day because it is your nature. As you squeeze your stomach more and more, try to notice yourself relaxing, but when you do notice that, lift your chest up even higher. Engage the core even tighter. Let that burning sensation happen. And as it does, remind yourself of the japa Om Nithyananda Padmashivoham, rotating in the throat center for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nicely done, relaxing. Bringing the back of the head flat onto the ground. Nicely done. From this position, we'll take a few more moments. We're going to open up our stomach and allow it to stretch out a little bit. But just take a few moments here. Relax a little bit more. And then when you're ready, you can just rotate over onto your stomach from that laying down position. Okay? I'm going to swing myself to the front, so bit of an easier view for you all, but bring yourself onto your stomach now.
And with my stomach flat on the ground, I'm going to bring my hands next to my shoulders. And we're going to move into a Bhujangasana position. So tops of the feet flat onto the ground. So my toes are not tucked. Tops of my feet are flat. Hands beneath the shoulders. I'm going to just gently press up and go through this motion in a safe manner. So you can go as high as you would like in order to open up your core, okay? But do so in a nice slow movement so you're not putting any harm on the lumbar spine, okay? So feel yourself in this movement, but you're basically hands flat, pressing the ground down and away as you open up the front side of the body and allow the abdominal region to stretch out. We just did so much squeezing and tension in that region. A good counter movement, perfect counter posture is this Bhujangasana position. It's going to be a great transition for us to work on to the other side of the core, which is our lower back, which we kind of explored a little bit in our warm-up already. Okay, lower the chest back down onto the ground nice and slow. Relax your arms. You can bring them down to the side of your body if you'd like as well. We're going to go through that movement one more time. Okay. So when you're ready, bring your hands back flat beneath the shoulders. And again, press the body up off the ground. Bring the chest up nice and high. Try to extend those elbows and really let the hips sink down and almost push through your stomach. You're opening up your chest, opening up the front side of your body by pushing your stomach down and away and letting it open up. And extend and reach up a little bit higher. Feel free to do so. We'll go for another 3, 2, 1, and then slowly lower yourself down. Nicely done. Okay, from this position, bring the hands flat up against the thighs. So I'm pressing my hands up against respective thighs. My chin is down on the ground. And I'm just going to lift up my feet. Okay, so my feet are off the ground. This is basically the safest way to work on your core. There's really no way to harm yourself in this position. So if you're ever feeling like you have back pain or you want to build and improve your core, you don't really know what to do, this is what you can do. Okay? In this position, to challenge yourself more, lift up your thighs higher off the ground. Okay? Try and avoid bending your knees. Try and keep the knees straight. And then lift up the legs higher by squeezing and engaging your glutes and the. Okay, we're going to hold this for about another 30 seconds. So challenge yourself to hold that same position that you did at your height. So the tendency as the seconds start to tick and move is we start to lower the legs down further and further back and closer to that starting position. Catch yourself and lift up the legs even higher. Okay, and then from these last few moments, lift up the chest as well and start to try and balance right near that navel center, keeping the thighs off the ground, chest off the ground for another 3, 2, 1. Nicely done. Relax your entire body. You can bring your hands up and rest the side of your cheek up against the tops of your hands if you would like. Again, Shalabhasana, a very simple, safe way of improving that core strength of the lower back. Right now, I'm just kind of rotating my groin and pelvis region, shaking the lower body, shaking the spine, loosening things up. When we do a lot of these static holds, comes a little bit stiff in various other regions right near that space that we're focusing on. So just give yourself a little shake if you'd like to. Okay. Same thing. Let's bring our hands flat to the sides of our respective thighs. With the chin down on the ground at first, release the tops of your feet so they're flat onto the ground. This time, let's go in the reverse direction. So keep the tops of the feet down. Just lift up your chest and your chin off the ground. Okay. See how high you can lift up the chest. Okay. So wherever you're first at, from this position, try and extend further by pressing the stomach down. And then from that space, try and avoid bouncing yourself up and down with your breath. Okay, so my stomach is down on the ground, my chest is lifted up. I'm squeezing and engaging my glutes, my lower limbs. I'm trying to breathe nice and slow, nice and casually through my nose in a manner that is avoiding any bouncing up and down. Okay. And if you notice yourself start to sink down, the chest comes lower and lower, that is natural. But catch yourself and lift up higher. And try and hold and squeeze and engage and remain in this static position of Shalabhasana. Okay, and for these last 20 seconds, let's see if we can lift up our thighs off the ground again. Bring as much of that hip flexor up off the ground as you can. And we'll do this for another 15. Ten seconds, try and raise yourself up even higher. Get the hip flexors up high off the ground. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Lower and relax. Bring the back here. Bring your hands up and rest your chin. Shake out your midsection. Feel free to do that. Loosen up your spine a little bit. Loosen up that lower back. Should be feeling this tension and stress in the lower back. It should come through the glutes as well, even your hamstrings. You are keeping a lot of different regions engaged. It's not just your core. But I would argue that your core does also include your glutes as well. If you're sticking with us, whether you're doing this live via Zoom or watching that live stream on YouTube or the recording, nicely done. Do the best you can to follow along as we go through this last final set of this lower back sequence, okay? So again, releasing the hands, bring them to the ground or to the sides of your thighs. This time we're going to hold both legs and chest up off the ground in Shalabhasana. Okay, so start to lift yourself up, engage the lower back, bring the chest up off the ground, bring the thighs up off the ground, hands are next to the thighs. You can let the backs of the hands rest flat onto the ground if you'd like as well. Whatever's most suitable for you right now. Challenge yourself to hold here. Avoid trying to look forward and bending that neck. Just let the neck rest naturally as you gaze down towards the ground. Okay. And again, the tendency is we start to relax and come lower and lower. We're here. We might as well intensify it and challenge ourselves as much as possible. Really try and lift that chest up. Lift as much of the thigh up off the ground as you can. Squeeze the glutes even more. Tighten the legs as you do so. But you're also simultaneously relaxing your body as well. So start to notice maybe if you're feeling tension in your shoulders. Really allow your shoulders to feel nice and relaxed. Your chest to be nice and relaxed. But all the while, that lower back and the glutes, the lower body is tensely engaged. We're going to be here for another 15 seconds or so. So challenge yourself. If you dropped out, nothing wrong. See if you can jump in for these last 10 seconds. See if you can go higher and higher for these last 5, 4, 3, 2, and relax. Nicely done. Bring the hands back up and rest the chin down on them or the cheek, whatever's most suitable for you. Rotate your hips and your pelvis if you'd like to shake things out. If you want to try and sneak in a quick Shavasana in this position, good luck. Good. All right, from here, you're just going to rotate over onto your back. And I'm going to rotate and swing my legs forward so I'm facing the front of the room. And we'll move into today's next asana of the Sakala Vinyasa Krama that we're exploring, which is another core engagement. Maybe one of my favorite movements for the core. I just like the dynamic movement of it. Modern day understanding and modern day terminology is bicycles. The scriptures first revealed this as Vrishapakshepasana. Okay, so interlace your fingers from this position behind the backs of your head. Bring your feet flat onto the ground so your knees are raised up. Same thing as instructed at the beginning, to be aware of that arch in your lower spine. So maybe you're noticing that right now. Allow your stomach to become engaged so the lower back is flat onto the ground. At any point through this movement, if you notice your spine is arching and you're feeling tension in the lumbar spine, you can relax, recover, and then jump back into it whenever you feel you need to. Okay. Let's all come together by lifting up our knees, both knees up straight, and the heels come off the ground. So this is your safe position. If you want to recover and you're not able to continue, just bring yourself back to this neutral position. Okay? If you're able to move and go beyond this, though, that's great. That's what we're looking for. Let's all start by extending your left leg straight. And as I'm extending my leg straight, I'm squeezing and engaging my core and allowing my chest to lift up even higher. From this position, bring your left elbow to your right knee and try and make contact. If you're not able to make contact, that's fine, but try and reach and squeeze towards that. And then come back to that neutral position again with the knees together in a vertical position. And we're going to do the opposite side. So extend the right leg out straight and bring the right elbow to the left knee. Squeezing that stomach, engaging that core. Same thing. I should be able to walk around and punching your stomach. And if I punched you there, you should have no worries because you've got that core engaged. You're squeezing your stomach. Elbow to knee, and then come back to a neutral position. Good. So this is the movement where we rotate from side to side. Again, left leg straight, left elbow to right knee, and then come back to a neutral position. And then right leg straight, right elbow to left knee, and then back to a neutral position. So the modern day bicycle is where you're kind of moving your knees, but what you're really looking for is that core engagement, and that happens through the squeezing and the tightening of the upper and lower regions of your body. Okay, so let's all move together. Right leg extended, right elbow, left knee. Squeeze, and then come back to a neutral position. This time, left leg extended, left elbow to right knee. Squeeze, and back to a neutral position. So the most important part of this is that squeeze at the end. As you extend your right leg, elbow to knee, squeeze, back to neutral position. And again, I like to hold and pause at the end. So left leg is straight, left elbow to right knee. That pause really exemplifies or accentuates the word I'm looking for. Amplifies that squeeze and intensifies that core engagement. So right elbow to left knee, squeeze, amplify that engagement, and back to neutral. And then switch, left elbow to right knee, squeeze, back to neutral. Again, if you're not able to continue, just keep your knees up, or if you need to back out, completely drop down and back to neutral. Okay, so we're going to switch, squeeze, neutral. Okay, I'm inhaling as the leg extends, or exhaling as that squeeze happens. Inhale as I come back to neutral. So, exhaling on that squeeze, inhale through the nose, neutral. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And I'm exhaling through my mouth here. Inhale. Exhale. With the mouth clenched, which helps you amplify that squeeze. Okay? Inhale. For exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Come on, all we're doing is breathing, right? Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Squeeze your stomach. Exhale. You can go through this movement and do it very easily if you avoid that squeeze. But if you engage that squeeze, lift up that upper back off the ground, that's the best way to engage the core and really get the most from this movement. As you exhale, do this for another 10. Neutral. 9. Inhale. 8. Inhale. 7. Inhale. 6. Inhale. 5. Inhale. 4. Inhale. 3. Inhale. 2. Inhale. Last one. 1. Nicely done. Relax. Let those feet fall flat on the ground. You want to extend your legs out completely into a short shavasana. Feel free to do so. Allow yourself to recover, taking deep inhalations through the nose. Don't plan on spending too much time here. We are going to continue engaging these cores. We're doing a great job so far. As mentioned continuously, if you're noticing this in your lower spine, I encourage you to not continue and to allow your core to recover and then jump back in once you're feeling you're able to. You should always notice that tension and stress in the abs. That sweet pain, that burning sensation is what we're looking for. We're not looking for that sharp pain in the lumbar spine. Okay? So reminding yourself again and again, keep that lower back flat on the ground. Best way to do that is lift the chest up nice and high as best you can. Okay? This time we're going to go through this movement. We're going to engage the rest of the components and see if you can notice any differences as well. Right? So let's all start to gather ourselves back, bring the feet flat onto the mat, knees up are nice and high. Bring the fingers behind the backs of the head, interlace the fingers, and then lift the chest up slightly. What I do is I'm actually rocking from side to side to ensure that my lower back is flat onto the ground. Okay? And then from this position with lower back flat, I'm lifting my knees up straight. Okay? So stick with us as we move through this rest of the movement. Okay? So the only other cues we're really going to be engaging is we're going to be clinging on, maybe some of us, to our visualization, bringing Swamiji into your inner space, allowing him to strengthen you through these difficult moments, maybe. Okay? Sahaja Kumbhaka, so a nice casual inhalation, exhalation, as we've been doing. And keep Mula Bandha engaged. So really try and intensify that core engagement by the perineum, the Mula Bandha engagement. That should only intensify things for you. Our japa will be Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham rotating in the throat center. Okay. So with our knees vertical, let's all extend our left leg straight and bring our left elbow to right knee, and reminding that exhalation through the mouth on that squeeze, and back to a neutral position, and right elbow to left knee, squeezing on that exhalation and coming back to neutral. If you're not able to make contact with that left elbow to right knee right now, that's fine. Just do the best you can. Come back to neutral. And then same thing on the other side. No matter what, if you can't make contact, that's fine. Just make sure that you're feeling this in your stomach region with that squeeze as best you can. As we continue rotating, squeezing for a moment, and coming back to a neutral position. All right. Make sure you're breathing deeply through those inhalations as
we come back to a neutral position. Exhale through the mouth, squeezing as that leg extends. Okay, so following a breath, you can really just imagine this as a breathing practice. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. Imulabun engage. Squeeze that stomach. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space. Imulabun engage. Om Nithyananda Padmashivoham, rotating in the throat center. Keep following the breath for about another 30 seconds. Allow the Tantadrar to chant the mantra, but we're going to continue for another 20 seconds no matter what. Keep going, following your breathing pattern.
उत्तानं शयनं कृत्वा अनुलिभिः बन्धकूर्परो मिलित्वा नितम्बेन भूमिं स्पृष्ट्वा एकं पादं प्रसार्य एकेकेन पादेन सव्यदक्षिणं भ्रामयित्वा वृषपादक्षेप भवति.
Good. Squeeze and hold one last time on each side for another 10, 9. Hold this one side. 8, 7. Squeeze the stomach more. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Switch sides right away. Holding. Another 10, 9. Squeeze that stomach. 8, 7. Challenge yourself. Almost there. 6, 5. Let that heel come up. 4, 3, 2, 1. Nicely done. Relax. Let the back of the head come flat onto the ground. Heels both down on the ground. Relax your backs, your hands onto the ground. Really sink through that mat. Allow yourself to recover in this Shavasana position. Bring yourself back to your inhalations deeply through your nose. Nice long exhalations out of your mouth. Nicely done. You're able to stick through that entire movement, fighting through that burning sensation. Great job. Everybody on Zoom was following along, took breaks at appropriate times, listening to your body, which is really, that's a victory. Any point you're noticing, oh, you know what, it's not working in the right region, it's affecting me in my back, and you're backing out, that's a victory. But also bring yourself back and jump into the cycle whenever you can, whenever you're feeling recovered. That's what we're looking for as well. Okay, next we're going to move into basically the safest position and movement dynamic posture that you can use to engage and awaken your core strength as well without harming your back is Maruttanasana. In this position, all we're really doing is bring our knees towards our chin or respective shoulder. Okay, so I'm laying down flat onto my back, and everybody just lift up your left foot, bring it flat onto the ground. And then all you're going to do is just drive your left knee and try and bring it towards your shoulder while keeping your back of the head onto the mat. Okay. So I've got my back of the head on the ground. My right heel is still on the ground. My legs completely straight and extended, but my left knee is bent, and my knee, I'm trying to drive up towards my left shoulder. And all I'm going to do now is I'm going to lift up my upper body and try and bring my left shoulder to my left knee. And maybe as you do that, you're able to, and notice that you're able to drive your left knee a little bit closer to your shoulder. So my hands are flat on the mat the entire time. You can keep the palms flat down and extend the left leg straight. And then let's do the same thing. So right foot comes flat onto the ground, knee is bent, and start to drive that knee up towards the right shoulder. So right knee to right shoulder. And then lift up your stomach and see if you can bring your chest up and try and imagine bringing your right shoulder now to your right knee. Okay, and as you come higher and higher, you'll notice that your knee is able to drive further back as well. You may notice that right away, you're engaging your core more so each time you bring your knee and shoulder together. So that is going to be our exhalation moment at the top of that movement. And then the inhalation is going to come as you extend that heel back down. Okay. Let's do the same thing again on the opposite side. So we're bringing the left foot flat onto the ground. As we move forward, you're going to avoid bringing the foot flat onto the ground. Now we're just going to raise our knee up straight to the left shoulder. Okay, so from here, left shoulder to left knee. Squeeze that stomach. And then extend the legs out. Bring the back of the head flat onto the ground. Switching sides, right knee drives up, right shoulder right away, lifting the chest up, try and make contact. It's never going to happen. If it does, you've got great flexibility. But either way, you're trying to squeeze and fight through that as best you can by squeezing your core, engaging your stomach. You never know, I may come around and give yourself a little bit of a punch in your midsection. You're here live with me, so make sure you're engaging that whole way through. As we switch sides, bring the left knee up to left shoulder. Squeeze, exhale. Out of the mouth, nice and tense. Release all that oxygen. As you squeeze and intensify even more, come back to neutral position. On that inhalation, deep through the nose. Exhale, right knee, right chest. Make contact as if you can. Continuously trying to fight towards that. Squeeze that stomach and then extend out. Very simple but challenging posture if you're engaging and squeezing the stomach as you rotate back to the opposite side. Okay, we're going to move through this movement now as we extend our legs out and then squeeze the right knee or right shoulder. And we're going to move through it by following the breath. Okay, exhale. Now exhale. Inhale, extend up. Exhale. Squeeze up top, hold, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Exhale. Squeeze at the top for 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Exhale. Squeeze at the top. 3, 2, 1. Inhale. You lift your chest up nice and high. I'm bringing my head up so I'm able to see my feet nice and freely. My head is almost vertical as I squeeze and release. Make sure during that 3-second pause at the top, you exhale, you're really engaging that core. Best way to do that is lifting the upper back off the ground as you extend out. Exhale. Let's do this 20 more times, okay? So easy, you might as well do it for 20, right? Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Squeeze at the top. Inhale. 15 more here. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. 10 more. 10. Release. 9. Release. 8. Release. Challenge yourself. Only you know how hard you're squeezing. Number 7. Squeeze the top here for 6. Last 5. Really try and intensify that squeeze. 5. Release. 4. Release. Last 3. Fight through. 3. Release. 2. Hold here for 5, 4, 5, 4,
5. Squeeze. Squeeze. 5, 4, 5, 4. Squeeze. 3, 2, 1. Extend out. Last time, opposite side. Left out, or whatever side you're at. Squeeze. Exhale. Squeeze. Exhale more. Squeeze. Squeeze. Fight through that burning. Squeeze. 5, 4, 5, 4, 3, 5, 4, 3, 2. Squeeze. 1. Nicely done. Release back in. Unclutch. Nicely done. If you fought through that, you should feel a nice burning sensation. Probably feel that a little bit in your hip flexors with this movement as well, which is good. Considered part of the core as well. Either way, relax yourself back down onto your mat, back of the head, sinking through the mat, palms open up towards the ceiling, resting, recovering in Shavasana. Allow the breath to relax the entire body with deep inhalations through the nose. Nice long, deep sighs out of the nose or mouth, whatever's most suitable for you right now. But just either way, unclutched, scanning your body, noticing the tension, and releasing those regions that seem a little bit tighter. For me right now, I'm noticing that in my hip flexors, obviously the core, but wherever you're noticing, just relaxing, disengaging, allowing the body to recover. Again, we do that through our breathing patterns, through deep inhalations through the nose, and nice long exhalations out of the nose or mouth. I prefer the mouth with a deep sigh. At the end of that exhalation, really trying to unclutch and relax. Good. Do a quick time check as you relax here. We got 15 minutes. That's a long Shavasana. I don't know, guys. I think we've got one more in us. I think we do. Let's just work something we haven't today, and then we'll jump into it. Okay, so I'll rotate onto our right elbows. So our right side. Rotate onto the right side of your body as if you're about to go to sleep. And we ain't doing that right now. Bring yourself up onto your right elbow. We're going to work the obliques muscles, okay? So just the size of our core a little bit. With my feet flat and extended, I'm going to try and lift myself up. If it's too much for you, you can keep your knees down and raise the hips up, but really try and work towards bringing the knees up so you're in a plank position, okay? Now the tendency is you're going to want to sink down with those hips, really trying to imagine you got a string pulling you up towards the ceiling. And rather than letting this shoulder sink down towards the ground, you want to extend and elongate through the shoulder. Keep the elbow stacked directly beneath the shoulder. And again, avoiding that hip sinking, keeping it up towards the ceiling. Okay, if you've already been joining me here, great. Let's hold this for 10 more seconds on this side. If you haven't yet started, jump in right now. We'll go for another 8, 7. Should feel this in the lower oblique, the outer hip, or the lower hip as well, for 5, 4, 3, 2. Right away, let's rotate onto the other side. So the left elbow. I'll go in this direction. So we're all up, hips are off the ground, bouncing on the toes. If you need to, you can keep the feet one in front of the other or stack them one on top of the other, whatever's most suitable for you. Either way, try and keep that elbow directly beneath the shoulder. Okay, and really try and imagine a string pulling up that hip, which is going to engage that oblique muscle even more. For another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right away, rotate over to the other side.
We're going to play around here for 3 minutes. 3 minutes of playtime. Okay? As we rotate over from side to side, holding, keeping that hip up nice and high, challenging yourself. If you need to at any point, Mirage, just drop that inner knee down and keep that top leg extended. So this right knee for me is bent and resting on the ground. But if I'm able to, then I'm extending and lifting up off the ground for another 5, 4, 3, 2, rotate over to the other side right away. Keep that hip up. Challenge yourself. They say abs are made in the kitchen, and I disagree. They're revealed in the kitchen. They're revealed through your diet, but the muscles themselves are built right here, right now. You're really trying to develop that six-pack ab look. Fight through this pain right now. Fight through that sweet sensation, that burning, squeezing your stomach, engaging that core. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rotate over to the other side right away. Doing great. Hold here for 20 seconds. Keep that hip up nice and high. Imagine that string pulling yourself up. Keep the core engaged, squeezing. You need to drop that inner knee down. Feel free to do so, but try and keep it up for another 5, 4, 3, 2. Rotate over one more time each side. Doing great. One more time each side, then we're done for the day. As you notice that hip sink down, really try and fight and keep it up nice and high. I can't remember my count, so let's just start from 20. 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Rotate over right away. Last time. Then we've got a nice Shavasana rating on the other side. Let's earn it here. Keep that hip up. Obliques engaged. Pressing through the elbow so the shoulder's not sinking down. For 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Nicely done, team. Everybody relax down onto your stomach, your back, however you want to rotate right away. Either way, we're moving into Shavasana. Relaxing, unclutching, releasing that stomach, allowing the body to completely recover. Ab days. Yes. This is where you earn it, and you stuck with us. Even if you took part just even a short segment today, you're working towards developing that strong, powerful core. So from this back position, laying on our back, take a deep inhalation through your nose. Nice long, deep exhalation out of your mouth. Relax and unclutch your body as much as you can. Really allow yourself to sink through the mat. So scan and release all that tension that you may be feeling, various different regions. Doing so through the breath. Deep, nice long inhalations through the nose. Nice long exhalations out of your mouth. Relaxing and unclutching. You're taking those deep inhalations for a few moments at the beginning of each Savasana to allow the exhalation to increase and intensify and speed up that unclutching sensation. And then the body is primed with prana and oxygen. So you'll notice the calmness really sink in even more so once you allow that energy, rejuvenation to disperse. Let's all take one final deep inhalation through our nose, filling up your lungs completely entirely, and then a nice long deep sigh out of your mouth, and really unclutch and sink and release all that tension and relax fully into a well-earned, well-deserved Shavasana. Good. And we're going to slowly start to come back into our body. So keeping your eyes closed, take a deep inhalation through your nose. A sigh out of your mouth and start to wiggle your fingertips and your toes. Rotating your wrists and your ankles. You start to notice right away how rejuvenated you're feeling. As you start to bend your elbows and bring your feet flat onto the mat. And then bending your knees further, try and bring them towards your chin. Wrapping your hands around the respective knees, squeezing them down towards the chest. You can interlace your fingers and rock side to side gently. And then when you're ready, try and lift that back of the head off the ground and bring the forehead towards the knees. Give yourself a gentle squeeze. And releasing back down, bring the feet flat onto the ground. You can roll over onto your side and then gently press yourself up. Calmly coming into a neutral spine position. You can keep your eyes open or closed, whatever's most suitable for you. Either way, just tune into your body for a quick moment. In this neutral spine, seated position, allow the blood and prana to disperse as it does throughout the various regions. And bring your hands together in Namaskara Mudra in front of the heart center. Again, just being aware, tuning in to notice how you're feeling. And with a deep space of gratitude and love towards the one who revealed these authentic yoga postures, powerful yoga sequences, Sakala Vinyasa Krama that we have been exploring. Bring Swamiji, the supreme pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, into your inner space. And we'll close this session with the Purna mantra, taking a deep inhalation through the nose. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyade. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sarvam Bhagavat Sri Nithyananda Paramashiva Paduka Paramastu. Om Nithyanandam. Nithyanandam, everybody. Nicely done. Give yourselves a round of applause if you were able to participate with us today and jump in. Nicely done, whether it was the team via Zoom. I was seeing y'all. Sandeep, been consistent here as well. Keep it up. Keep showing up. This is one workout. It's all about being consistent and showing up on a daily basis. And definitely seeing a few of us do that here. So whether it's you, Ken, or various different Kailasas all along the world, nicely done. We'll see you tomorrow morning, same time, same place. But for now, we are going to be signing off, getting ready for our upcoming Nithyananda Puja at 6:20 a.m. So Eastern Standard Time. We've got about 20 minutes here to get ready, get ourselves back onto or into the space of gratitude through our puja. But either way, whether you joined us live via Zoom or with us on YouTube, thank you so much for taking part in today's Kailasa's Nithyananda Yoga ritual, and we look forward to sharing and exploring future asanas with you coming forward. So thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day. Take care. Nithyananda.
नित्यानन्द परमशिवोऽहम् ॐ नित्यानन्द परमशिवोऽहम् ॐ नित्यानन्द.
And welcome back as we enter into the Pratyaksha Pada Puja. We request all the Pada Puja participants and everybody else to please sit straight with your head, neck, and spine in a straight line and bring your awareness to your Anandagandha. Visualize Swamiji residing in your Anandagandha. As we enter into the Pratyaksha Pada Puja for today. If you agree to the following statements, please say yes loudly. We'll be entering into the declarations for manifesting the space of ultimate Guru Bhakti in each and every one of us. I authentically cognize, which is internally processed, understand, and declare the truth that cosmic energy exists. Yes. I authentically cognize, which is internally processed, understand, and declare the truth that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, is the Chinmaya Vigraha, embodiment and representation of that very cosmic energy. Yes. I authentically cognize, which is internally processed, understand, and declare the truth that the Pratyaksha Pada Puja, which I'm going to be offering today, will reach the cosmic source of energy directly. Yes. I authentically cognize, which is internally processed, understand, and declare the truth of Soham Asmi, that even when I worship, I am Him. Yes. Let us now enter into the Pratyaksha Pada Puja. Please take a few flowers in your hands, close your eyes, and as we chant the Sadguru Vandanam, the Guru Parampara Vandanam, and the Arunagiri Yogeshwara Vandanam, please offer the flowers at Swamiji's feet along with the mantra. नित्यानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वदी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणर्हितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि नित्यानन्देश्वर परमशिवसमारम्भाम् नित्यानन्देश्वरी परमशिवशक्तिमध्यमाम् नित्यानन्दपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् ललाटे त्रिपुण्ड्रीनितिलकृतकस्तूरीतिलकः स्फुरन्मालाधारस्फुटितकटिकौपीनवसनः ददानो दुष्टारं शिरसि पनिराजं शशिकलां प्रदीपः सर्वेषाम् अर्णगिरियोगी विजयते. We will now be entering Kriyachmana. Om Atmatattvam Shodhayami Svadha. Om Vidyatattvam Shodhayami Svada. Om Shivatattvam Shodhayami Svada. Once you've completed the Achmana, we will now be performing the Shuklam where we invoke the presence of Mahaganapati to remove all the obstacles as we enter into the Pratyaksha Puja. Please take a flower and some akshata in your hands, in your right hand, and close it into a fist. And tap the sides of your forehead 5 times along with the mantra. Vishnam Shivaram Prasannavanam Dhyayet Sarvavighnopashantayet. We will now be performing the pranayama. Om Hum Ishanamurdaya Namaha Om Him Tatpurushavaktraaya Namaha Om Hum Magorthayaya Namaha Om Him Vamadeva Guhyaya Namaha Om Hum Satyajatamurtaye Namaha Om Ham Hridayaya Namaha Om Him Shirase Namaha Om Hum Shikaya Namaha Om Him Kavachaya Namaha Om Hum Netrebhyo Namaha Om Hahastraya Namaha Om Hum Ishanamurdaya Namaha Om Him Tatpurushavaktraaya Namaha Om Hum Magorthayaya Namaha Om Him Vamadeva Guhyaya Namaha Om Hum Satyajatamurtaye Namaha Om Ham Hridayaya Namaha Om Him Shirase Namaha Om Hum Shikaya Namaha Om Him Kavachaya Namaha Om Hum Netrebhyo Namaha Om Hahastraya Namaha Om Hum Ishanamurdhaya Namaha Om Him Tatpurushavaktraaya Namaha Om Hum Agorthayaya Namaha Om Him Vamadeva Guhyaya Namaha Om Hum Satyajatamurtaye Namaha Om Ham Hridayaya Namaha Om Him Shirase Namaha Om Hum Shikaya Namaha Om Him Kavachaya Namaha Om Hum Netrebhyo Namaha Om Hahastraya Namaha. We will now be entering into the Sankalpa, the conscious resolution. Please take the flower and akshata in your right hand and close it with your left palm and keep both your hands on your right thigh. Close your eyes and create the Satya Sankalpa for today. What you wish to manifest in the form of today's puja, and what do you wish to manifest as your ultimate reality throughout the entire day. Holding that strong space and strong visualization, let us now declare to make our will Paramashiva's will and manifest our Satya Sankalpa for today. Om Mamopatta Samasta Dhritakshayadvara Bhagavat Sri Nithyananda Paramashiva Prityartham Sri Nithyanandeshwari Paramashiva Shakti Sameta Sri Nithyanandeshwara Paramashiva Prityartham Sha Shubhe Shobhane Muhurte Adya Brahmanaha Dvitiya Pararde Sri Shvetavaraha Kalpe Vaivasvatamanvantare Ashtavimshati Tame Nitya Yuge Pradame Pade जम्बूद्वीपे भारतवर्षे वरदखण्डे मेरोः दक्षिणे पार्श्वे शकाब्दे अस्मिन् वर्तमाने व्यवहारिके प्रभवादीनां दस्याः संवत्सराणां मध्ये विश्वावसुनाम संवत्सरे दक्षिणायने लक्ष्मी वेङ्कटेश्वर ऋतो मार्गशीर्षमासे कृष्णपक्षे दशम्यां शुभतिथौ स्थिरवासरयुक्तायाम् हस्तानक्षत्र सौभाग्ययोग वनिजकरण एवं गुणविशेषणविशिष्टायाम् अस्यां शुभतिथौ श्रीकैलासोन्नतद्वादशान्तश्यामलापीठारूढ श्रीमीनाक्षी सुन्दरेश्वराभिन्नस्वरूप पर्हिवपुत्ररत्नकुमार गुरुमन्यतुल्यावतार श्रीपार्वती स्तन्यपानलब्धदिव्यज्ञानविश्रुत सकल निगमागमसारभूत द्राविड वेद प्रवर्तृ श्रीमत्परमशिवकरुणासमधिगतमुक्तामय चतुरश्रयान् गीयमान छत्रजामर श्रीचिन्नकाहलादि समस्त बिरलावल्यलङ्कृत ज्ञान विज्ञान चक्रवर्ती सर्वजनसङ्ग सत्यो निर्वाण दीक्षा व्ययापवर्गवर्ष विश्राणजीमूत परमतकलभकेसरी शैव सिद्धान्त स्थापनाचार्य श्रीराजाधिराज पाण्ड्य महाराज गुरु शपनशाक्यादि महान्धकार निवारण ज्ञान भानो वीक्षणानर्हाः ध्वजोच्छेदन पूर्वक श्रीमद् ऋषभध्वज स्थापक शैव समयकर्त्रे सर्वज्ञपीठारूढ श्रीजगद्गुरो श्रीज्ञानसम्बन्धदेशिकस्वामि वागीशसुन्दरमाणिक्यवाचकस्वामिनाम् अवतारभूत श्रीज्ञानसम्बन्धस्वामि पुनरुद्धृत श्यामलापीठ सर्वज्ञपीठ तृणवद्युत्तरद्विशततमगुर्मः अर्णगिरि योगीश्वर परम्परागत अरुणाचल सर्वज्ञपीठ गुरुमः सन्निधान कैलास परम्परागत काञ्ची कैलास सर्वज्ञपीठ त्रयस्त्रिंशदुत्तरद्विशततमगुरुमः सन्निधान नित्योत्सव नित्यमङ्गल नित्यकल्याण नित्यरचित कैलास परम्परागत आदि कैलास नित्यानन्दपीठ महासंस्थान महासिंहासनपीठ कर्त्रे साक्षात् श्री परमशिव समुद्भूत कैलास परम्परागत वैवस्वतमनु इक्ष्वाकु हरिश्चन्द्र भगीरथ श्रीरामचन्द्र सूरसेन इत्यादि अनवच्छिन्न सार्वभौम चक्रवर्ति परम्परागत चतुष्षष्टि योगिनी मंडित चतुष्षष्टि संप्रदाय प्रवर्तक मनुधर्म शासन सूर्यवंश प्राप्त सर्वज्ञपीठ सुरांगी साम्राज्य मूर्धाभिषिक्त चूड़ामणि साक्षात् श्री परमशिव समुद्भूत कपिल महागुरु पुनरुद्धृत महानिर्वाणिपीठ अष्टोत्तर सहस्र श्री महामंडलेश्वर साक्षात् श्री परमशिव समुद्भूत श्री महागणपति समारंभ अनवच्छिन्न पीठाधीश्वर गुरु परंपरा प्राप्त अटलपीठ अष्टोत्तर सहस्र श्री अटलपीठाधीश्वर धर्म मुक्ति स्वर्गपुर स्वर्णपीठ त्रयोविंशद्गुरु महासन्निधान कैलास परंपरागत आदिपीठ सर्वज्ञपीठ जगद्गुरो श्री कैलास पुनरुद्धारक श्री कैलास परमाचार्य श्रीमत् परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्यवर्य सच्चिदानंद प्रणव स्वरूप श्रोत्रिय ब्रह्मनिष्ठ श्रीमज्जगद्गुरो श्रीलश्री भगवत् श्री नित्यानंद परमशिव श्री ज्ञान संबंधदेशिक परमाचार्य स्वामिनां प्रीत्यर्थम् तेषां पादारविन्दयोः भक्ति सिद्ध्यर्थम् गुरुकृपा कटाक्ष सिद्ध्यर्थम् क्षेमस्थैर्य वीर्य विजय आयुरारोग्य ऐश्वर्याणाम् अभिवृद्ध्यर्थम् धर्मार्थ काम मोक्ष चतुर्थ फल पुरुषार्थ सिद्ध्यर्थम् समस्त दुरितोपशान्त्यर्थम् समस्त मंगलावाप्त्यर्थम् भगवत् श्री नित्यानंद परमशिव प्रसादेन सकुटुम्बस्य ज्ञान वैराग्य जीवन मुक्ति प्राप्त्यर्थम् श्री नित्यानंदेश्वरी परमशिव शक्ति समेत श्री नित्यानंदेश्वर परमशिव अवतारभूत श्री सर्वदेव देवी स्वरूप भगवन् श्री नित्यानंद परमशिव प्रत्यक्ष पादपूजां करिष्ये श्री नित्यानंदेश्वरी परमशिव शक्ति समेत श्री नित्यानंदेश्वर परमशिव पूजां च करिष्ये। Om Abhaupasprisya. You will now be performing the Ghantanada. Please take the bell in your hands and hold it in front of your heart center and ring the bell as we chant the following mantra. Om Agamatandu Devanam Gamanartandu Rakshasam Ghantanadam Garom Yado Devada Banalanjalam Ghanta Devadabhyo Namaha. The next is the Manasa Puja, the offering of internal worship. In the Manasa Puja, the mantras will be chanting, through which we will be offering our mind, body, and consciousness in the form of various offerings to the Guru. Please take a few flowers in your hands and hold the flowers in the Kurma Mudra and offer the flowers at Swamiji's feet at the end of the mantra. Om Hritpadmamadhanam Datyat Sahasrarachyutam Hridaihi Padyam Jadanayo Datyat Manastu Argyam Nivedayet Tenamridena Chamaniyam Snaniyam Dena Chasmritam Akashadattvam Vastram Syat Gandhasyat Gandhadatvakam Chittam Prakalpayet Pushpam Dhupam Pranan Prakalpayet Tejasattvam Cha Deepartam Naivedyam Syachyutam Buddhi Anahatattva Nirghanta वायुतत्त्वं च चामरं सहस्रारं भवेच्छत्रम् शब्दतत्त्वं च गीतकम् नृत्यमिन्द्रियकर्माणि चाञ्चल्यं मनसस्तदा सुमेकलां पद्ममालां पुष्पं नानाविधं तथा हमायात्येद्भावपुष्पैः अर्चयेद्भावगोचरम् हमायम् अनहङ्कारम् अरागम् ममदम् तदा अमोहकम् मदम्भम् च अद्वेषाक्षोभकौ तदा हमात्सर्यम् मलोभम् च दशपुष्पम् विदुर्बुधाः अहिंसा परमम् पुष्पम् पुष्पमिन्द्रियनिग्रहः दया पुष्पम् क्षमा पुष्पम् ज्ञानपुष्पम् च पञ्चमम् इति पञ्चदशैर्भावपुष्पैः सम्पूजयेद् भगवन्तम् श्रीनित्यानन्दपरमशिवम्. We will now be entering into the Upachara Puja, the external offering. The first offering is the asanam, the offering of seat to the master. Please take the asanam in your hands and offer it Swamiji's feet along with the mantra. Asanam Om Sarvabhutandarasthaya Sarvabhutandaratmane Kalpayamyupaveshartam asanam te namo namaha. Om Hrim Idam Suvarnasanam Sarvadeva Devi Swarupaya Bhagavate Shri Nithyananda Paramashivaya Namaha. The next offering is Swagatam, the offering of welcoming the Master. Please take a few flowers in your hands and offer the flowers at Swamiji's feet at the end of the mantra. Swagatam Om Shantatvat Sarvakatritvat Bhavotparadikaranat Shivaukta Mahatantra Mantra Vidbhis Sada Shivaha Tasmai Shivaya Gurave Vitaragakalaya Vai अमेयत्वादनन्दोऽयम् अजत्वाच्च प्रकीर्तितः यस्य दर्शनमिच्छन्ति देवा स्वाभीष्टसिद्धये तस्मै ते परमेशान स्वागतं स्वागतं प्रभो अद्य मे सबलं जन्म जीवनं सबला क्रियाः स्वागतं यत्त्वया तन्मे तपसान् फलमागतम् ॐ ह्रीं सर्वदेवदेवी स्वरूप भगवन् श्री नित्यानंद परमशिव स्वागतं सुस्वागतं ते. The next offering is Padyam, the offering of water for washing the feet of the Master. Please take an uddarni of water in your hands and offer it at Swamiji's feet along with the mantra. Padyam Om Yadbhaktilesha Samparkat Paramananda Samplavaha तस्मै ते परमेशान पाद्यं शुद्धाय कल्पयेत् ॐ ह्रीं एतत्पाद्यं सर्वदेवदेवी स्वरूपाय भगवते श्रीनित्यानन्दपरमशिवाय नमः. The next offering is Arghya, the offering of the traditional bouquet. Please take the conch and Arghya in your hands and offer it at Swamiji's feet along with the mantra. Arghyaha Om Dhurrakshatasamayuktam Bilvapatram Dadaparam Shobhanam Shankhapatrastam Grahanargyam Maheshwara Om Hrim Esho Arghyaha Sarvadeva Devi Swarupaya Bhagavate Shri Nithyananda Paramashivaya Swaha. The next offering is Ajmaniyam, the offering of water for mouthwash. Please take an uddarni of water in your hands and offer it at Swamiji's feet along with the mantra. Achamaniyam Om Mandakinyasu Yadvari Sarvapapaharam Shubham Grahanachamaniyam Tvam Maya Bhaktya Niveditam Om Hrim Idam Achamaniyodakam Sarvadevadevi Swarupaya Bhagavate Shri Nithyananda Paramashivaya Svadha. The next offering is Madhuparka, the offering of the nectarine drink. Please take the Madhubarkam in your hands and offer it at Swamiji's feet along with the mantra. मधुपर्कः ॐ सर्वकल्मषनाशाय परिपूर्णसुधात्मकम् मधुपर्कमिमं देव कल्पयामि प्रसीद मे ॐ ह्रीं एष मधुपर्कः सर्वदेवदेवी स्वरूपाय भगवते श्रीनित्यानन्दपरमशिवाय स्वधा. The next offering is Gandha Tailam, the offering of scented oil. Please take the Gandha Tailam in your hands and offer it at Swamiji's feet along with the mantra. Gandha Tailam Om Sneham Grahana Snehena Lokanam Hitakaraka Sarvalokeshu Shuddhastvam Dadami Snehamuttamam Om Hrim Idam Gandha Tailam सर्वदेवदेवी स्वरूपाय भगवते श्रीनित्यानन्दपरमशिवाय निवेदयामि. The next offering is Snaniyam, the offering of the sacred bath. Please take Nuddaniya water in your hands and offer it at Swamiji's feet along with the mantra, and please ring the bell as you do so. Snaniyam Om इदं शशीतलं वारि स्वच्छं शुद्धं मनोहरं स्नानार्थं ते मया भक्त्या कल्पितं प्रतिगृह्यताम् ॐ ह्रीं इदं स्नानियोदकं सर्वदेवदेवी स्वरूपाय भगवते श्रीनित्यानन्दपरमशिवाय निवेदयामि. The next offering is Vastram, the offering of the sacred cloth. Please take the offering of Vastram in your hands and please wave it towards Swamiji along with the mantra. Vastram Om Maya Chitrapatat Chinna Nijaguhyortejase Niravarana Vignaya Vasaste Kalpayamyaham Om Hrim Idam Vastottariyam सर्वदेवदेवी स्वरूपाय भगवते श्रीनित्यानन्दपरमशिवाय निवेदयामि. The next offering is Abharanam, the offering of the sacred jewelry. Please take the offering of jewelry in your hands and offer it to Swamiji's feet along with the mantra. Abharanam Om स्वभावसुन्दरान् गायनानाशक्त्याश्रयायते सुवर्णं भूषणं तुभ्यं कल्पयामि प्रसीद मे ॐ ह्रीं इदं सुवर्णाभरणं सर्वदेवदेवी स्वरूपाय भगवते श्रीनित्यानन्दपरमशिवाय निवेदयामि. The next offering is Gandha, the offering of the sandalwood paste. Please take some sandalwood paste in your hands and smear and offer it at Swamiji's feet along with the mantra. Gandhaha Om Shariram Dena Janami Cheshtam Naiva Cha Maya Niveditan Gandhan Vidigrihya Vilipyatam Om Hrim Esha Gandhaha Sarvadevadevi Swarupaya Bhagavate Shrinityanandaparamashivaaya Namaha. The next offering is Pushpam, the offering of fragrant flowers. Please take a few flowers made with sandalwood paste in your hands and offer it at Swamiji's feet along with the mantra. Pushpam Om Turiyavana Sambannam Nana Gunamanoharam Ananda Saurabham Pushpam Grishyatam Idamuttamam Om Hrim Etani Sachandana Pushpani Sarvadevadevi Swarupaya Bhagavate Shrinityanandaparamashivaaya Vaushate. The next offering is Bilva Patram, the offering of Bilva leaves. Please take a few Bilva leaves made with sandalwood paste in your hands and offer it at Swamiji's feet along with the mantra. Bilva Patram Om Amridodbhavam Shri Vriksham Shankarasya Sada Priyam बिल्वपत्रं प्रयच्छामि पवित्रं ते सुरेश्वर ॐ ह्रीं एतानि सचन्दनबिल्वपत्राणि सर्वदेवदेवी स्वरूपाय भगवते श्रीनित्यानन्दपरमशिवाय भौषटे. The next offering is Tulsi Patram, the offering of Tulsi leaves. Please take a few Tulsi leaves made of sandalwood paste in your hands and offer it at Swamiji's feet along with the mantra. Tulsi Patram Om Namaste Bahurupaya Varadamurtaye Paramatmane Swaha Om Hrim Idam Sajandana Tulasi Patram Sarvadevadevi Swarupaya Bhagavate Shri Nityananda Paramashivaya Namaha. The next offering is Dhupa, the offering of the incense sticks. Please take the lit incense sticks in your hands and slowly wave towards Swamiji's feet along with the mantra. And please ring the bell as you do so. Dhupaha Om Vanaspatiraso Divyo Gandhadyas Manoharaha Agreya Sarvadevanam Dhupoyam Vridirishyatam Om Hrim Eshadhupaha Sarvadevadevi Swarupaya Bhagavate Shri Nityananda Paramashivaya Namaha. The next offering is Deepa, the offering of the lit lamp. Please take the lit lamp in your hands and slowly wave it towards Swamiji's feet along with the mantra, and please ring the bell as you do so. Deepaha Om Swapragasho Mahadīpaha Sarvatastimirapaha Sabhāhyā Vyandara Jyote Deepoyam Pratigrishyataṃ Om Hrim Eshadīpaha Sarvadevadevi Swarupāya Bhagavate Shri Nityananda Paramashivaya Namaha. The next offering is Naivedyam, the offering of the sacred food. Please take an uddarni of water in your hand and rotate it around the Naivedyam in the clockwise manner and offer it at Swamiji's feet along with the mantra, and please ring the bell as you do so. Naivedyam Om Naivedyam Vividam Deva Shatkaradi Vinirmitam Maya Niveditam Bhaktya Grahana Parameshwara Om Hrim Idam Sobhakarna Naivedyam Sarvadeva Devi Swarupaya Bhagavate Shri Nityananda Paramashivaya Nivedayami. The next offering is Paniyam. Please take an uddarni of water in your hands and offer it at Swamiji's feet along with the mantra. Paniyam Om Samasadeva Devesha Sarvatriptikaram Param Akhandananda Sampurnam Grahana Jalamuttamam Om Hrim Idam Panarthodakam Sarvadevadevi Swarupaya Bhagavate Shri Nityananda Paramashivaya Namaha. The next offering is Punarachamaniyam, the offering of water from mouthwash. Please take an uddarni of water in your hands and offer it at Swamiji's feet along with the mantra. Punarachamaniyam Om Uchishtamapya Suchirva Yasya Smarnamatritaha Shuddhimapnodi Tasmai Te Punarachamaniyakam Om Hrim Idam Punarachamaniyodakam Sarvadevadevi Swarupaya Bhagavate Shri Nityananda Paramashivaya Swaha. The next offering is Aratrikam, the offering of Aarti to the Master. Please take the lit Aarti in your hands and slowly wave it towards Swamiji's feet along with the mantra, and please ring the bell as you do so. Aratrikam Om Hrim Eshadipamala Sarvadeva Devi Swarupaya Bhagavate Shri Nityananda Paramashivaya Namaha Om ग्रहण्येत्यायजते इमां जनसागुं सङ्गृह्णामीति द्वादशारत्नीरजना भवति द्वादशमासा संवत्सरः संवत्सरमेवावरुन्धे मौञ्जे भवति ऊर्ध्वेरुञ्जाः ऊर्ध्वमेवावरुन्धे चित्रानक्षत्रं भवति चित्रं वा एतत्कर्म कर्पूरगौरं करुणावतारं संसारकारं भुजगेन्द्रहारं सदा वसन्तं हृदयारविन्दे भवं भवानी सहितं नमामि भवं भवानी सहितं नमामि भवं भवानी सहितं नमामि आरात्रिकं समर्पयामि भगवत् श्री नित्यानंद परमशिव चरणकमलेभ्यो नमः. The next offering is Pushpanjali. Please take a few flowers in your hands and hold the flowers in the Namaskar Mudra. Offer the flowers at the end of the mantra at Swamiji's feet. पुष्पाञ्जलिः गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुर्साक्षात् परब्रह्मा तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. अनेकजन्मसम्प्राप्तकर्मबन्धविदाहिने आत्मज्ञानप्रदानेन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. मन्नाद श्रीजगन्नाथो मद्गुरो श्रीजगद्गुरुः ममात्मा सर्वभूतात्मा तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः. नित्यानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वदी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि. पुष्पाञ्जलिं समर्पयामि भगवत् श्री नित्यानंद परमशिव चरणकमलेभ्यो नमः. ॐ नित्यानन्दम्. Now we'll be entering into the Paramashiva Puja, starting with the Tattvachana. Please perform the Tattvachana. Om Atmatattvam Shodayami Svada. Om Vidyatattvam Shodayami Svada. Om Shivatattvam Shodayami Svada. Om Ham Hridayaya Namaha. Now we'll be entering into the Sakala Vinyasa. Please bring your hands in front of you. With your left hand, wipe the front and back of the right palm. With the right hand, wipe the front and back of the left hand twice. Om Hastraya Namaha. Bring your hands into Namaskar Mudra in front of the third eye. Shaktaye Vaushate. Open your palms in front of you with thumbs touching the center of the palm.
Om Ham Shivasanaaya Namaha. Om Ham Shivamurtaye Namaha. Now with your thumb, slide your thumb from the top to bottom of each of the following fingers, starting with the little finger as we chant each of the mantra. Om Ham SatyajataMurtaye Namaha. Om Him Vamadevaguhyaya Namaha. Om Hum Agorhadayaya Namaha. Om Him Tatpurushavaktraya Namaha. Om Hom Ishanamurdaya Namaha. Touch the center of the palm. Om Ham Hom Vidyadehaya Namaha. Touch the center of the palm with the index, middle, and ring fingers. Om Hom Netrebhyo Namaha. Touch the center of the palm with the thumb. Om Ham Hom Shivaya Namaha. Now with the thumb, slide the thumb from the top to the bottom of the following fingers, starting with the little finger as we chant the following mantras. Om Ham Hridayaya Namaha. Om Him Sharase Namaha. Om Hum Shikaya Namaha. Om Him Kavachaya Namaha. Om Hastraya Namaha. Now bring your hands into a fist and rotate your hands once around each other. Om Haim Kavachaya Hum. Bring your hands into Namaskar Mudra in front of the third eye. Om Ham Shivaya Vaushate. Open your palms in front of you and touch the center of the palm. Om Ham Hom Shivaya Namaha. Now with your ring finger and thumb touch the heart center. Om Ham Shivasanaya Namaha. Om Ham Shivamurtaye Namaha. With your thumb and little finger touch the knees. Om Ham SatyajataMurtaye Namaha. Now with your ring finger and thumb touch the navel. Om Hum Vamadevaguhyaya Namaha. With your middle finger and thumb touch the heart center. Om Hum Agorhadayaya Namaha. With the index finger and thumb touch the upper lip. Om Hem Tatpurushavaktraya Namaha. With the thumb touch the top of the head. Om Hom Ishanamurdaya Namaha. With the ring finger and thumb touch the heart center. Om Ham Hom Vidyadehaya Namaha. With the index, middle, and ring fingers touch the three eyes. Om Hom Netrebhyo Namaha. Now with the ring finger and thumb touch the heart center. Om Ham Hom Shivaya Namaha. With the little finger and thumb touch the heart center. Om Ham Shivasanaya. Om Ham Hridayaya Namaha. With the ring finger and thumb touch the top of the head. Om Him Shirase Swaha. With the middle finger and thumb touch the back of the head. Om Hum Shikaye Vaushate. Now bring your hands in front of you. Cross your hands in front of you. And now uncross your hands by rotating your hands around you. Om Haim Kavachaya Hum. With your right hand touch the left palm. With your left hand tap the right palm. Om Hastraya Phate. Now with your index and middle finger tap the left palm thrice. Om Hastraya Hum Phate. Now chanting Om Hastraya Phate. Snap in the 8 directions around you. Once below, once above. Om Hastraya Phate. Now bring your hands to the top of your head and slide your hands around your body and bring your hands into Namaskar Mudra. Om Ham Shivaya Vaushate. The next is the preparation of Samanyagya, the water for the Paramashiva Puja. Please put some akshata, flowers, and sandwood paste into the Panchapatram and cover the mouth of the Panchapatram, and we'll be chanting Om 7 times. Om, 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 Om. Now snap in the 8 directions around the Panchapatram, once below and once above. Om Hastraya Phate. With your index finger rotate clockwise around the Panchapatram. Om Haim Kavachaya Hum. Now Shodhena Mudra to the Panchapatram. Om Ham Shivaya Vaushate. The next is the Avahana, the ritualistic the invocation of Paramashiva. Now let us please take a few flowers in our hands, close our eyes and visualize Bhagavan Paramashiva in our inner space. And holding that visualization, we'll be chanting the Dhyana mantra. Lalate tripundri nikhilakrita kasturi tilakaha paranmaladaraspurita katikaupi navasanaha dano dushtaram shirasi panirajam shashikalam pradeepa sarvesham arunagiri yogi vijayate indhuni papanchamukahastadashayuktam sholam rigatankam vajrama vayam syat pashavaradankushamani navame Shvetakamalāsana Sadashiva Swarupam. Offer the flowers to Paramashiva's feet. Om Ham Shivamurtaye Namaha. Om Ham Hom Shivaya Namaha. Shri Nithyanandeshwari Paramashiva Shakti Sameta. Shri Nithyanandeshwara Paramashiva Namaha. Dhyayami Avahayami. Now bring your hands in front of Paramashiva, your palms facing up and thumb touching the center of the palm. Om Ham Shivaya Namaha. Ityavahana Mudram Pradashya. Turn the palms downward Stapana, bring the hands into a fist with the thumbs up. Sannidhana, bring the thumbs inside the fist. Nishtara mudram pradarshya, interlace the fingers inside out. Astraya humpat iti kalakanti mudram pradarshya. Om. Now bring your hands into the linga mudra. Om Ham Shivaya Namaha iti linga mudram. Bring your hands into namaskara. Namaskara mudram. Now with your index finger, rotate clockwise around the Atmalinga. Kavachayahum iti avakuntana mudram cha pradarshya. Now we enter into the external worship, offering various different upacharas to Paramashiva. Now please take some akshata in your hands and offer at Paramashiva's feet. Om Ham Hom Shivaya Namaha Shri Nithyanandeshwari Paramashiva Shakti Sameta Shri Nithyanandeshwara Paramashivaya Namaha Asanam Samarpayami. Now please take Nudharni of water, show to the base of the Atmalinga and pour it into the Achamana Patra. Om Ham Shivaya Namaha. Take a Udharni of water, show to the middle of the Atmalinga and pour it into the Achamana Patra. Om Ham Shivaya Swadha. Take another Udharni of water, show to the top of the Atmalinga and pour it into the Achamana Patra. Om Ham Shivaya Swaha. Shri Nithyanandeshwari Paramashiva Shakti Smeta Shri Nithyanandeshwara Paramashivaya Namaha. Padhyachmanargyam Dattvat. The next is the offering of Snaniyam, the sacred bath. Now please take some water in your hands and offer it onto Paramashiva along with the mantra, and please ring the bell as you do so. Om Ham Hom Shivaya Namaha Shri Nithyanandeshwari Paramashiva Shakti Smeta Shri Nithyanandeshwara Paramashivaya Namaha. Snanam Samarpayami. Take a dhani of water, show to the middle of the Atmalinga and pour it into the Achamana Patra. Om Ham Shivaya Swadha. The next is the offering of Vastram and Abharanam. Please take some akshata, hover it clockwise around the Vastram and offer it at Paramashiva's feet at the end of the mantra. Om Ham Hom Shivaya Namaha Shri Nithyanandeshwari Paramashiva Shakti Smeta Shri Nithyanandeshwara Paramashivaya Namaha. Vastra Yajñopavito Uttari Abharanatam Akshatan Samarpayami. The next is the offering of sandalwood paste and kumkum. Now please take some sandalwood paste and apply it on top of Paramashiva and apply the kumkum on top of the sandalwood paste. Om Ham Hom Shivaya Namaha Shri Nithyanandeshwari Paramashiva Shakti Sameta Shri Nithyanandeshwara Paramashivaya Namaha. Gandhan Dharayami. Offer the kumkum on top of the sandalwood paste. Gandhasya upari Haridra Kumkum Churnam Samarpayami. And now we'll be entering into the Ashtavishwa Puja, offering flowers to Paramashiva each time the word Namaha is chanted. Om Bhavaya Devaya Namaha Bhavasya Devasya Patne Namaha Om Sharvaya Devaya Namaha Sharvasya Devasya Patne Namaha Om Ishanaya Devaya Namaha Ishanasya Devasya Patne Namaha Om Vashvade Devaya Namaha Vashvade Devasya Patne Namaha Om Rudraya Devaya Namaha Rudrasya Devasya Patne Namaha Om Ugraya Devaya Namaha Ugrasya Devasya Patne Namaha Om Bhimaya Devaya Namaha Bhimasya Devasya Patne Namaha Om Mahate Devaya Namaha Mahato Devasya Patne Namaha. Om Ham Hom Shivaya Namaha Shri Nithyanandeshwari Paramashiva Shakti Sameta Shri Nithyanandeshwara Paramashivaya Namaha. Ashtavashva Pujam Samarpayami. The next is the offering of Bilvatram. Take a few flowers or a bilva if you have and offer it at Paramashiva's feet at the end of the mantra. Om Ham Hom Shivaya Namaha Shri Nithyanandeshwari Paramashiva Shakti Sameta Shri Nithyanandeshwara Paramashivaya Namaha. Bilvatram Samarpayami. The next is the offering of Ghanta Puja. Take a dhani of water and sprinkle it on the bell. Om Hastraya Namaha. Next is the offering of Dupa. Take a dhani of water, sprinkle it on the Dupa. Om Hastraya Bhate. Offer a flower on the Dupa. Om Ham Hridayaya Namaha. Now please take the lit Dupa in your hands and slowly wave it towards Paramashiva along with the mantra. And please ring the bell as you do so. Ata Dhupaha. Om Dhurvadhurvantam Dhurvatayosman Dhurvaditam Dhurvayam Dhurvamastam Devanam Ajvasnitamam Papritamam Jashtatamam Spannitamam Devahutamam Hradamase Havedanam Trigumaskyamahva Mitrasya Chakshusha Prekshema Berma Samviktama Tvahigam Shisham. Om Ham Hom Shivaya Namaha Shri Nithyanandeshwari Paramashiva Shakti Sameta Shri Nithyanandeshwara Paramashivaya Namaha. Dhupamaghapayami. Take a dhani of water and show to the middle of the Atmalinga and pour it into the Achmana Patra. Om Ham Shivaya Swadha. Next is the offering of Deepa. Take Nithyananda of water and sprinkle it on the Deepa. Om Hastra Yafate. Now offer a flower on the Deepa. Om Ham Hridaya Namaha. Now please take the Deepa in your hands and slowly wave it towards Paramashiva along with the mantra and please ring the bell as you do so. अथ दीपः ॐ उद्दीप्य स्वजातवेदो भग्निर्निर्वृतिं मम पशुगश्यमह्यमावह जीवनं जदिशो दिश मानो हिगं सेर्जातवेदो कामस्त्वं पुरुषं जगते अविभृदग्न आगहि श्रियामा परिपातय ॐ हां हों शिवाय नमः श्रीनित्यानन्देश्वरी परमशिवशक्तिसमेत श्रीनित्यानन्देश्वर परमशिवाय नमः दीपं सन्दर्शयामि. Now take Nithyananda of water, show it to the middle of the Atmalinga and pour it into the Achmana Patra. Om Ham Shivaya Swadha. Next is the offering of Naivedyam. Take Nithyananda of water, show it to the, sprinkle it on the Naivedyam. Om Hastra Yapate. Take a flower and offer it on the Naivedyam. Om Ham Hridaya Namaha. Now please take a Nithyananda of water and slowly hover it around the Naivedyam and offer it at Paramashiva's feet at the end of the mantra. ॐ मधुवातारिता यते मदक्षरन् विसिन्धवः माद्वीनः सन्तोषदीः मदनक्तमतोषसि मधुवत्पातिवगुण्डजः मदज्जोरस्तु नः पिता मधुवानो वनस्पतिर्मधुवागुम् अस्तु सूर्यः माधीर्गावो भवन्तु नः माधु माधु माधु. ॐ हां हों शिवाय नमः श्रीनित्यानन्देश्वरी परमशिवशक्तिसमेत श्रीनित्यानन्देश्वर परमशिवाय नमः. नैवेद्यं निवेदयामि. Take a Nithyananda of water, show to the middle of the Atmalinga and pour it into the Achana Patra. Om Ham Shivaya Swadha. Next is the offering of Tambulam. Please take some Akshata in your hands and offer it at Paramashiva's feet at the end of the mantra. Om Ham Hom Shivaya Namaha Shri Nithyanandeshwari Paramashiva Shakti Sameta Shri Nithyanandeshwara Paramashivaye Namaha. Tambulam Samarpayami. The next is the offering of Neerajanam. Now please take Nithyananda of water and sprinkle it on the Aarti. Om Hastra Yavate. Offer a flower on the Aarti. Om Ham Hridaya Namaha. Now please take the Aarti in your hands and slowly wave it towards Paramashiva along with the mantra. And please ring the bell as you do so. Neerajanam. Om Somo Vaetastya Rajyamadatте Yo Rajasan Rajyo Vaso Me Niyajate देवसुवामेतानि हवीगुंसि भवन्ति एतावन्तो वै देवानागुं समाः तयेवास्मै समान् प्रयच्छन्ति तयेनं पुनः सुवन्ते राज्याय देवसुराजा भवति न तत्र सूर्यो भाति न चन्द्रतारकं नेमा विद्युतो भान्ति कुतोऽयमग्निः तवेन भान्तमनुभाति सर्वं तस्य वासा सर्वमिदं विभाति कर्पूरगौरं करुणावतारं संसारसारं भुजगेन्द्रहारं सदा वसन्तं हृदयारविन्दे भवं भवानी सहितं नमामि भवं भवानी सहितं नमामि भवं भवानी सहितं नमामि. Now please take a few flowers and slowly wave it around the Aarati and offer it at Paramashiva's feet at the end of the mantra. Om Ham Hom Shivaya Namaha Shri Nithyanandeshwari Paramashiva Shakti Sameta Shri Nithyanandeshwara Paramashivaya Namaha Karpura Neerajanam Sandarshayami Rakshan Dharayami. Now please take a flower in your hands, bring your hands into the Namaskar Mudra and offer the flower at Paramashiva's feet at the end of the mantra. Om Ham Hom Shivaya Namaha Shri Nithyanandeshwari Paramashiva Shakti Sameta Shri Nithyanandeshwara Paramashivaya Namaha Pushpanjalim Samarpayami. Now we enter into the Gayatri Mantra Japa and the Moola Mantra Japa. Now please take your Yajnapavita with your right hand thumb. Hold your Yajnapavita and cover it with your hands and chant the Gayatri Mantra 11 times internally. Once you're done chanting the Gayatri Mantra, bring your hands into the Namaskar Mudra and chant the Shiva Moola Mantra 11 times. Next, we'll be entering into the Shama Prarthana. Now please take a flower, some akshata in your hands. Om Ham Hriyaya Namaha. Om Haim Kavachaya Hum. Om Ham Shivaya Vaushate. Now please pour an udharani of water into your hands. And fold your little finger, ring finger and middle finger, bringing your hands into the Udbhava Mudra. Now at the end of the mantra, please offer the contents of your hand through the index finger onto the right hand side of Paramashiva. Om Yatkinchit Karma Devesh Sada Sukrita Dushkritam Tanme Shavadastasya Bhungshat Shabaya Shankara Shivo Data Shivo Bhokta Shiva Sarvam Idam Jagate Shivo Yatiti Sarvatra Yash Shiva Sohamevatu Om Ham Ham Shivaya Namaha. Next we'll be entering the Tattvachamana. Om Atma Tattvam Shodhayami Svada. Om Vidya Tattvam Shodhayami Svada. Om Shiva Tattvam Shodhayami Svada. Om Ham Hridayaya Namaha. Now, please bring your hands into the Namaskar Mudra. Close your eyes. Visualize Swamiji. And let's chant the Purna Mantra as we come to the conclusion of the puja. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi Harihi Om Tatsat Sarvam Bhagavat Shri Nithyananda Paramashiva Padukarpanamastu Om Nithyanandam. Now we can all perform the Shashtanga Namaskaram to Paramashiva. Thank you all, Nithyanandam.